Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened on Friday and where the hell we are today?
Well, we just got done reading Ezekiel Chapter 40 on Friday.
We did.
And in that chapter, God helped Ezekiel time travel, apparently, and took him to the future where this temple was going to be built again. Mm-hmm. The Jerusalem temple, the temple.
The temple.
God's home.
The holiest of holies or what the fuck ever.
And there were lots of measurements and cubits. And,
sure as fuck were.
And palm trees and all kinds of shit. Mm-hmm. So that was what happened in the last chapter. I did see a quick snippet. Apparently, the temple was not rebuilt to the specifications in Ezekiel's vision. Huh. So my 2 cents there, and I didn't dig into that a whole lot. So take that for what it's worth on my off the cuff comment there.
Okay.
But it is interesting that maybe it didn't follow the exact word of God. So
oopsie.
Anyway, that was Ezekiel Chapter 40.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Ezekiel Chapter 41.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are hopping right back into Ezekiel Chapter 41.
As I like to call it, Ezekiel, so that everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
I got it.
You are a jerk. You took it back. This is a continuation of the prophet's vision of the temple.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, remember these final chapters of Ezekiel are all about this
coming back, the rebuilding, the whatever.
This building.
The prophecy of the temple.
Woohoo.
Which may not even be correct.
Right.
So, again, there's a lot of... We'll dig into this more, because I am curious myself, but, there's a lot of failed prophecies in Ezekiel from what I am gathering.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that it holds so much sway in the Christian community, because it's really hard to look at these things and say, yeah, this is the word of God, when I'm like, no, that didn't fucking happen. No, and that didn't fucking happen. That's just odd to me. Mm-hmm. But here we are. We're in Ezekiel.
Yep. All right. So continuing on with the temple building.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Then, the man brought me, because remember there was a golden man.
The golden guy, who's probably God, maybe.
Or an angel of the Lord or some shit.
Sure, something like that.
Yeah. He brought me to the main hall and measured the jambs. The width of the jambs was 6 cubits on each side.
Those jambs, the width of them is very important, guys.
I prefer jelly. JK. The entrance was 10 cubits wide, and the projecting walls on each side of it were 5 cubits wide. Mm-hmm. He also measured the main hall. It was 40 cubits long and 20 cubits wide. Then he went into the inner sanctuary and measured the jambs of the entrance, each of which was 2 cubits wide.
I see.
And I saw a little note here that is not quite Q&A worthy, but worthy of mentioning nonetheless.
Right.
It said at first in verse 1 that he brought me to the main hall. Okay.
Yeah.
Then in verse 2 or 3? Verse 3, it says he went into the inner sanctuary. So here's the thing. Ezekiel is a priest and a prophet, so he's allowed to go inside the main building.
Yeah.
But he did not go in with the man into the inner sanctuary, the holiest of holies.
Because that was where God resides, right? And so he can't go in there.
So, yeah. So when it says, then he went into the inner sanctuary.
Do you wonder, like, okay, so somebody has to build this, right? Is God going to build that inner sanctuary?
I don't know.
I mean, I would feel really weird if I was a construction guy and like, no one's allowed. How are we going to do this, guys?
Build it from the outside.
Are we going to get killed for building this? Because God's kind of a dick.
You have to build it from the outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't God just going to furnish it and decorate the inside himself?
Yes.
Okay.
That is exactly what happens.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that it was noted, because I would not have recognized that change in wording had it not been pointed out that, he took me here and then he went there.
Got it. Yeah.
So
I do want to
a little just slight change of wording.
Right. I do want to point out, because we are in the midst of talking about this temple that is going to be rebuilt in Jerusalem, and it's supposed to be the next iteration, right? He went ahead, I think it was 25 years, right? Like in the vision?
I don't remember.
It was something like that. So regardless, this temple was never built to these specifications. So, I mean, I looked it up just to make sure, because the thing I saw was just like an offhanded little comment, but I looked it up as you were sitting here talking, and this temple was never built to these specifications. There was another temple built, but so these specifications mean absolutely nothing.
Right.
This whole prophecy means nothing because they didn't build it to those specifications. So it's not God's temple. If this is the case, that was never done.
Right.
And
they would just say, yeah, it wasn't done. It's still yet to come.
Yeah,
just
but
like
except that I distinctly remember, I think it was in the last chapter, that they said that God took them forward like 25 years. And I could be wrong about that, but it's something I'd be interested in digging into.
I don't remember that, so.
Right. No, I'd like to see that in the Q&A at the end of the week, but I feel like this is a very, very, very failed prophecy again in Ezekiel. So sorry, that's all.
Then he went into the inner sanctuary and measured the jambs of the entrance, by himself while I stood outside watching.
Yeah.
Each was 2 cubits wide. The entrance was 6 cubits wide, and the projecting walls on each side of it were 7 cubits wide.
Okay.
Are any of these measurements going into your head?
Not a single one. No.
Like, I'm like, number.
Yeah.
Like, the adults in Charlie Brown.
Yep.
And he measured the length of the inner sanctuary. It was 20 cubits, and its width was 20 cubits across the end of the main hall. He said to me, "This is the most holy place."
The most holy place.
The holiest of holies.
Got it. Okay.
Then he measured the wall of the temple. It was 6 cubits thick, and each side room around the temple was 4 cubits wide. The side rooms were on 3 levels, one above another, 30 on each level. That's a lot of rooms.
Yeah.
That's a big temple.
It is.
There were ledges all around the wall of the temple to serve as supports for the side rooms, so that the supports were not inserted into the wall of the temple.
Okay.
The side rooms all around the temple were wider at each successive level. The structure surrounding the temple was built in ascending stages, so that the rooms widened as one went upward. It's like an upside down pyramid kind of thing.
I guess. Yeah.
Like, that's awfully weird. A stairway went up from the lowest floor to the top floor through the middle floor. I saw that the temple had a raised base all around it, forming the foundation of the side rooms. It was the length of the rod, 6 long cubits.
Okay.
The outer wall of the side rooms was 5 cubits thick. The open area between the side rooms of the temple and the priest rooms was 20 cubits wide all around the temple. Blah, 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 blah. Apologies. We're just getting through this. We say this every time there's a super boring chapter. We're all just, our purpose is to be able to say that we read every word.
Yeah.
So that is what we're doing.
I do find it interesting, though, that with regard to modern technology and the ability to maybe build this temple in the way that it is said that it is being built, that it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't somebody,
Anybody.
You would think somebody that was very interested in fulfilling a prophecy would be like, hey, why don't we fucking build this temple?
Like, we have a redone Ark here. Like Noah's Ark.
Very, very close to us. It's down in Kentucky.
Yeah. So, like, that they've redone and, charge a price.
Right, but there was never a prophecy saying that was going to get rebuilt.
That's what I'm saying. That was redone. Makes no sense. The fact that this, a very important thing that's, prophecy relies upon, has not been...
Hell, maybe, like, the Mormons could do it. Like, that would, like, give them some,
clout with the Christians.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. Look, we got that temple over here.
How about those sticks? What you got to say about them now, huh? There were entrances to the side rooms from the open area, one on the north and another on the south. And the base adjoining the open area was 5 cubits wide all around. The building facing the temple courtyard on the west side was 70 cubits wide. The wall of the building was 5 cubits thick all around, and its length was 90 cubits. Blah,
Amazing.
blah, blah,
That's
number,
great.
cubit. Then he measured the temple. It was 100 cubits long, and the temple courtyard and the building with its walls were also 100 cubits long. The width of the temple courtyard... The width.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The width. I was trying to be fun.
No, it may not have come across as able to be understood is all I was saying. So, just making sure it was said the word that it actually was.
The width of the temple courtyard on the east, including the front of the temple, was 100 cubits. Then he measured the length of the building facing the courtyard at the rear of the temple, including its galleries on each side. It was 100 cubits. The main hall, the inner sanctuary, and the portico facing the court, as well as the thresholds and the narrow windows and galleries around the 3 of them. Everything beyond and including the threshold was covered with wood.
Wood. Yeah.
Wood.
Okay.
The floor, the wall up to the windows, and the windows were covered.
You would think that they would mention exactly what kind of wood it was covered with. Like, they were very enamored with the cedar from...
Lebanon.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Back when they were building the first temple, was it?
I think so.
I think that was the first temple.
Yeah.
So you would think that they might care about the type of timber that was used or the wood that was used.
It's just wood.
In this book, yes.
It's just wood.
Right, yeah.
In the space above the outside of the entrance to the inner sanctuary and on the walls at regular intervals all around the inner and outer sanctuary were carved cherubim and palm trees.
Okay.
Palm trees alternated with cherubim.
God really likes the cherubim. Remember, they were guarding his seat in the old temple.
And they were holding the flaming sword outside the Garden of Eden.
Right. Yeah.
So you can never go back in.
So God really entrusts them with some very things that are close to him.
They're the high arc.
Right. They seem to be very important to God.
They're like,
according to these people,
top dog angels.
Yeah.
Each cherub had 2 faces, as you do.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But not 4 like the ones that Ezekiel saw earlier. That was whatever those were.
Those were some scary fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. The face of a human being toward the palm tree on one side and the face of a lion toward the palm tree on the other. They were carved all around the whole temple. Sounds Egyptian to me.
I mean...
Pyramids and, fucking 2-faced dog lion people. From the floor to the area above the entrance, cherubim and palm trees were carved on the wall of the main hall. The main hall had a rectangular door frame, and the one at the front of the most holy place, capital letters, was similar. There was a wooden altar 3 cubits high and 2 cubits square. Its corners, its base, and its sides were of wood.
Got it. It does strike me, though, with regard to these visions of what angels look like and the carvings that they're putting in this temple and everything, that a lot of religions during this time frame were using very mythologically things that were very unique, as far as they're definitely not human, but they are based on some type of human thing. But they incorporate animals, and they incorporate just weird things that obviously are mythological or godlike, right?
They're like animal-faced humanoid things that also have wings and do strange shit.
And I was aware that it was present in, like the Greek and Roman gods, and I was aware that it was present in the Egyptian gods. But I wasn't as aware that it actually permeated into the Jewish and Christian culture. Right. But it does.
It does.
So that's just, it's intriguing to me that is there.
Well, that's why I'm like, oh, so this is Egyptian stuff, and you're pretending it's
when
Jewish.
When you said that, it kind of jogged me into thinking that.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to reiterate that and say that out loud, that it does kind of go in with the other types of religions that are around in this time frame, sort of. So
they're like, stop worshiping other gods that we're incorporating into our religion.
Right.
Stop doing that idolatry that we're actually going to start carving ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you. Yep. I believe your sincerity.
Right.
You keep talking that shit. The man said to me, "This is the table that is before the Lord."
Okay.
Both the main hall and the most holy place had double doors. Each door had 2 leaves, 2 hinged leaves for each door.
Okay.
And on the doors of the main hall were carved cherubim and palm trees like those carved on the walls.
Amazing.
And there was a wooden overhang on the front of the portico.
Yeah.
Snazzy.
Yeah.
On the side walls of the portico were narrow windows with palm trees carved on each side. They love them some palm trees.
They did like the palm trees, apparently, yeah.
And not the pomegranates this time.
No, but the palm trees, yeah. And the other things that were, was it the almonds were very important? Or was it almonds?
Yes.
Yeah, because that was part of the Moses stick or whatever, right? Yeah.
Yep. The side rooms of the temple also had overhangs the end.
Ah. Wow. Okay.
Sick.
I really, there's really nothing to say about this chapter. It's fucking blueprints, you know? And there's not really, the only thing fun is that this temple has not been built, you know? So, and I did a little bit of searching while we were in the episode just to clarify some ideas. So there's a lot of people that think that it's a far off prophecy. It's not.
And that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what apologists would say.
So in the 25 years was something that was in that first, in the chapter 40 chapter, but that was when he gave the prophecy, not when he saw what was happening. So just to clarify, I did look that up. So it is, I guess, hypothetically, insofar as visions are concerned, it's a possibility that this just hasn't happened yet, I suppose. But
it's interesting that somebody hasn't said, nah, we're going to make this happen.
Well, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like, wouldn't you just, like, make this prophecy come true? Why wouldn't you,
Yeah,
right?
Check the box. There, done.
Yeah.
Another prophecy
God
proved
was correct.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But apparently it's just not that important to people.
I guess. Weird.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was Ezekiel chapter 41.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that tomorrow we'll be back with
Ezekiel chapter 42.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
What did we read yesterday and where are we today?
Well, yesterday we read Ezekiel chapter 41. And in that chapter, it was Ezekiel dictating his vision from God about the plans for the new temple that has yet to come to pass.
Yeah, where is that temple?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think anyone knows. So
it never got builded.
It never got builded. Yeah, not at all. So there's that's pretty much it. That was all that happened.
That is literally all that happened.
I don't have anything else to add here. That was
some
really
Leviticus style measurements.
Yeah. So that was Ezekiel chapter 41.
Sure as fuck was.
And in today's episode, we're going over
Ezekiel chapter 42.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, right, we are hopping into Ezekiel chapter 42,
Okay.
or as I like to call it, Ezekiel
There you go.
chapter 42.
Which I'd like to point out is the 42nd chapter.
I know.
Which is, in our world, that the 42 has a significance, and that's the meaning of life, the universe, and everything.
It's the answer to the question.
Yeah, for Douglas Adams.
Of
In
course.
case for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, yada yada.
Not the movie.
The
book.
I've let it slide in other books that we've been in, and I always regret it. I'm like, I should mention that
42.
it's 42. Yeah,
Right,
like
yeah.
you gotta.
You gotta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
So this is a continuation still of the prophet's vision of the temple.
Can I just mention how extremely excited I am to get more measurements on the fucking temple?
I bet I know how excited you aren't. So I just say that because once again, we're starting like mid-paragraph
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Then,
right into it.
yep, the man, the man.
The gold man. Yeah.
Either God or the
Angel or
sword
whatever
of
the fuck
Lord.
he is. Just a
Angel
crazy
dude.
fucking drug-riddled dream that Ezekiel's having here. Yeah.
Goldilocks.
Right.
Goldie man.
Yeah.
Then the man led me northward into the outer court and brought me to the rooms opposite the temple courtyard and opposite the outer wall on the north side.
That's exciting. I hope there's something fun there.
North and south and south and north. Who really cares? La la la. The building, whose door faced north, was 100 cubits long and 50 cubits wide, both in the section 20 cubits from the inner court and in the section opposite the pavement of the outer court. Gallery faced gallery at the 3 levels.
See, I was really hoping for a statue of like a lion mixed with a turtle or something. Something exciting, But no, just
Nope.
cubits and measurements.
It's cubits all the way down. In front of the rooms was an inner passageway 10 cubits wide and 100 cubits long. Their doors were on the north. Now, the upper rooms were narrower, for the galleries took more space from them than from the rooms on the lower and middle floors of the building.
Do you think that he consulted with an architect as he was having this vision?
Absolutely not.
No?
No.
This is just his this had to be, this is so detailed, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine what the writing process was for this, because it was not God holding the pen for him, writing the fucking, like he's saying he had a vision. So at some point he had to come back and write this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to imagine how you, I can't remember shit from one moment to the next. And this guy's writing down the exact measurements of a goddamn, temple.
Look, when I just exited a store and the receipt is in my hand and you ask me how much I just spent, I have no fucking clue.
Right.
I cannot hold a number in my head to save my goddamn life.
Maybe he had photographic memory. I don't know. I don't want to judge. But I
Right.
mean, it just seems a little unrealistic. I feel like he was doing this while he was writing this as like, well, that would be about this long.
Yeah.
That's what he's sitting there
Like
doing.
he's drawing it out in the sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably sketched it out on his little, something.
I started to say iPad. His tablet, if you will.
Yeah, right.
I think that he was like, so the Egyptians made these really cool things called pyramids, and I'm going to build mine upside fucking down.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
The rooms on the top floor had no pillars, as the courts had, so they were smaller in floor space than those on the lower and middle floors. There was an outer wall parallel to the rooms and the outer court. It extended in front of the rooms for 50 cubits.
Okay.
Make sure you know that.
Yeah. This
Just
is going to be a
kidding.
test later.
I mean, okay, I always do a pop quiz at the end
Yeah.
of every book.
Right.
But any question that says, how long was such and such, I'm automatically, nope.
No, this is irrelevant to pretty much anything
Bullshittery.
ever.
It's bullshittery nonsense.
You know what this is relevant to? It's relevant to proving that this fucking prophecy is absolutely incorrect.
Yeah.
It's relevant because this shit hasn't happened.
Yeah. In 2,000 years, nobody has built this bitch.
It seems really ridiculous to put something so specific in the Bible as the word of God and something that's going to happen, right? And yes, I understand that this could still happen. And you know what? given the fanaticism of religion, I'm sure somebody will make it happen.
Right.
Probably.
Right.
Who knows? But that being, this is so dumb.
It is so dumb.
That's all.
And it's boring, and I'm sorry for it, but we're going to be able to say we read it all.
Yeah, no, I'm just speaking for the Bible itself. I feel kind of embarrassed for the Bible here. I'm like,
you have second-degree embarrassment.
Yeah.
Second-hand cringe.
This is not good. This is not good. It's not a good look for them. That's all.
It's not.
So.
It's not. Y'all, I'm so embarrassed for you. Your cute little book. Aw.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Right.
While the row of rooms on the side next to the outer court was 50 cubits long, as it is.
Right.
The row on the side nearest the sanctuary was 100 cubits long.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
The lower rooms had an entrance on the east side as one enters them from the outer court. You know how it be.
Yeah, sure.
On the south side, along the length of the wall of the outer court, adjoining the temple courtyard and opposite the outer wall, were rooms with a passageway in front of them.
Not rooms with passageways in front of them. Holy shit.
We have rooms in our house.
There's even passageways in front of them. It's amazing. It's probably God ordained.
I know, right? We have a house and there's a hallway. These were like the rooms on the north. They have the same length and width with similar exits and dimensions. You know how you exit a room?
Mm-hmm.
Through the fucking window. That's how. Similar to the doorways on the north were the doorways of the rooms on the south.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. The front looked like the back?
Right.
And also the sides.
But he's not going to go over the exact dimensions, or he's just saying they're similar? Like,
he's like, remember how I told you the measurements on the north? The south is just fucking like it. And I'm not going to repeat myself because I already wrote that shit down. You can just go back and read it.
Put the same shit over there. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why he gave the instructions already once.
Got it.
But he's letting you know, I didn't forget about the south. It's just that it's the same as the north.
I feel like this wouldn't fly for a zoning board.
I mean, probably not,
like
because
they probably nixed this right off the bat. Like, wait, you didn't even draw the blueprints for the other side. You're just saying it's the same as over here.
The same.
That doesn't work. No, you need the actual blueprints, man.
It is the same.
If you're given the blueprints, just give us the fucking blueprints.
Well,
that's all.
It wouldn't pass for a number of reasons, but I think that the south is the same as the north is the least of your concerns with today's zoning boards, because like there's no electric work, there's no plumbing.
Yeah, right.
I know. But minor details.
I really do believe that we should replace these chapters with just a fucking blueprint of whatever this fucking thing is.
It's true. We should.
We should write the Bible and be like, hey, Bible.
Dear Bible.
Just put a fucking picture here, would you?
Yeah.
Because this is stupid. It's a waste of time.
It is, and it's boring.
Right. That way we can get to Ezekiel chapter 40. We can be like, 41, and you can be like, see figure 1-E for Ezekiel. So
you're dumb. There was a doorway at the beginning of the passageway that was parallel to the corresponding wall extending eastward, by which one enters the rooms. Then the
golden guy, the God, the angel, the whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said to me, the north and south rooms facing the temple courtyard are the priests' rooms, where the priests who approach the Lord will eat the most holy offerings. There they will put the most holy offerings, the grain offerings, the sin offerings, and the guilt offerings, for the place is holy. Once the priests enter the holy precincts, they are not to go into the outer court until they leave behind the garments in which they minister, for these are holy. They are to put on other clothes before they go near the places that are for the people, because when you have holes in your clothes, you have to put patches on them. Okay?
So they have special holy eating the gifts that people gave them, clothes that they can't wear anywhere else.
Right.
That's really weird.
Totally tracks.
It's really fucking weird.
Like when you go into somebody's house and they're like, we don't wear shoes in the house, you have to take
I mean, I don't like that personally. But I respect it, and I don't find that anywhere near as weird as having special fucking eating clothes for priests.
See, you sometimes have holes in your socks is why you don't like it.
Right.
But here's the thing, like, it makes total sense, and I really appreciate it, because you know that when you're walking around in somebody's house that, you know, you can walk barefoot and not be walking where the bottom of other people's shoes already were, because the bottom of your shoes touches dirt and dog pee and all kinds of grody-ness.
Well, and I will say this, like usually when you walk into a house that has that stipulation, usually it is a very well kept house too.
Yes.
Not to say that ours is like awful.
No, but you wear your shoes in the house. I, like, the second I hit the door, I take mine off, but not for like cleanliness reasons. I have to have, my feet got to be free. Okay. Sure. Nobody puts baby in a corner, and my feet got to be free.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'll walk around in socks just because I don't want to be totally barefoot since you wear your shoes in the house.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, when I get to bed, the socks come off.
Yeah.
I can't be trapped.
Right.
Don't trap me.
Right.
Okay. When he had finished measuring what was inside the temple area, he being the golden guy.
Dude. Yeah. Okay.
He led me out by the east gate and measured the area all around. He measured the east side with the measuring rod. It was 500 cubits. He measured the north side. It was 500 cubits by the measuring rod.
Can you just, I'm trying to imagine a god spending time building a fucking building.
And giving you the math for it.
Right.
Like,
yeah, this is, I mean, what,
you know what would be
even an angel, even if this is an angel, I'm like, what?
You know what would be really impressive, my guy? If you gave us instructions on how to build a rocket ship so that we could, like, go to Mars or what the fuck ever.
Sure.
That would have been, like, super impressive.
Right.
And, like, passed down through the ages, and we'd be like, the fuck is this? And Leonardo da Vinci's like, it looks like it might be a flying machine, but I'm not quite there yet. Because, he was advanced for his time, but not like rocket ship.
Right,
but, like, almost got it, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, our scientists take a look at it, and, like, I don't know, maybe by Einstein time period, they look at it and they're like, oh my God, we've solved the fucking math.
Now that would be impressive.
Right?
That would be impressive.
That would have been cool.
What other thing would be impressive if you wanted to stick with these people in that time is just, fucking making this temple appear.
Yeah.
That would be impressive.
Like,
but not talking to some dude who's already questionable with regard to his sanity.
I looked over the hill and the building was there, and I went back to my people and I told them, and they didn't believe me, but I led them, and over the hill we went and they followed, and lo, there was the building that I told them.
Right.
I'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't believe you.
Right. But I mean, that's definitely, that's worthy of a mention,
Yeah,
so
that's
if it truly happened, then that's definitely a miracle.
Sure. That's some magic.
Right.
That's cute.
I'm just asking for some sort of verifiable proof that you are actually God. Like you're talking through these people who are wholly unreliable.
I mean, they're still carving in rocks and writing on fucking scrolls, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Right.
Come on.
You could have just eaten some bad food, man. And then, that could have caused this, whatever.
Whole hallucination of a gold man with a ruler.
Right.
Like, that is going to be my company logo someday, a gold man with a ruler.
Yeah. Maybe you just liked your food a little more on the rare side and you ended up with, like, a lot of, poison dreams,
My dad's allergic to penicillin.
There you go. See?
But I think he would die, not, like, hallucinate. So that was a bad example.
Yeah. Right. I suppose it would depend on how much he took, too, probably.
I have no idea. From what I understand, like, even the littlest bit would, like...
Really? Interesting.
Have you ever hallucinated?
I mean, I have taken drugs where I hallucinated, so...
Oh, yes. What did you hallucinate?
I mean, it was mostly just, melty shit.
Melty shit?
Yeah, I mean, well, like, okay, I've taken multiple drugs that were like... caused hallucinations. They were different types of hallucinations.
This is in your younger
younger pre-you years, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I
don't want listeners to think that that's like our lifestyle now. Not that we're judging if that is your lifestyle, but
I've taken shrooms, I've taken acid, I've taken ecstasy, and they all have different visuals that you experience. And I would say probably the most vibrant one would have been mushroom would have been the shrooms, and that was just, it was more about like I don't really know how to describe it, because it's not really like visions. It are visuals, but it's colors, it's sounds, it's how everything kind of comes together. It's not so much about, like, some people say they see things. I've never been on a drug where I've seen things that weren't there that I can remember. And it's more about like a twisting of what is there.
Like dolly clock kind of thing?
Yeah. When I was on acid, remember we were walking through town at the time, and I remember looking up at some cloud or some smokestack smoke, and it looked very Starry Night. It looked like Starry Night. So yeah.
Okay.
And so that was, interesting.
Wow.
And then like ecstasy was just mostly just like a little bit of a vibration in the world, sort of. So
wow. I feel so I don't know what's the word, inexperienced, because I never did any of that stuff. I kind of feel robbed in a way. Like I always wanted to go to a rave just to be able to like have experienced it one time, and now I'm like way too old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I missed that boat. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I would really. There's. I mean, I don't know. I don't miss a lot of that. It was just fun at the time, though, for sure.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying I want to like live that. I'm too lazy for that lifestyle.
Right, and I don't recommend it necessarily, but there are some benefits to, like, there's microdosing now of LSD and stuff like that helps, or shrooms or whatever it is, that helps with certain mental things, and
mental illnesses, epilepsy, all kinds of multiple sclerosis. I
don't know. I don't want to
that.
speak to that because I don't really know.
I was looking up drug things today. I was having a weird conversation with my dad.
Yeah.
And because we were talking about bath salts, and he was like, it's not really bath salt, right? And my mom was like, what? Like, she had no idea what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And so we had to like explain everything. And then I was like, but what kind of drug is that again now? And none of us could remember. And
so you asked me.
And then we were like, what's the one where when you shoot somebody but they're raging so they don't feel the bullets and they keep coming? And then I was like, oh, that's PCP, I think.
Right.
And then, we were like trying to like, what's this drug? What's that drug? Like, it was so weird because my parents are like they're even less knowledgeable about drugs than I am.
To be fair, bath salts are not PCP.
Right.
It's completely different things.
No, I know. I'm saying we were like, what's this? What's this? What's this?
Right.
And so it was just very strange to have been having that conversation. But I was looking things up, and one of the things that I saw, I can't remember which one it was.
Right.
But because I was looking up so many.
Yeah.
One of the things that I saw was, yes, multiple sclerosis can be aided with one of these kinds of drugs.
Got it.
There's so many.
Yeah.
Who could know? Coffee.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, whatevs. I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about shit. Take care of you guys. Okay? I don't know how
this was not any endorsement for drugs, as I was getting at earlier. So.
No, because like the most I've done is like a few edibles. Like weed. Right. Yeah. That's it. So I'm.
It's also not a condemnation if you do.
Right.
So.
That's what I was saying. Like, I'm not saying like that lifestyle is not for us. It's just not where we're currently at.
Yeah.
So you do you. Take care of you. Be your best self. Enjoy your life. Be smart. Yeah.
That's all.
Make good choices.
Right.
Guys, that's what mom says. Have fun, make smart choices, be safe, have an exit plan. Always have an exit plan.
Yes.
All right. He measured the south side. I know I had to get back to this bullshit. Right. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Guess how many cubits it was?
Was it like 100?
It was 500 by the measuring rod.
I was, yeah.
Then he turned to the west side and measured. Guess how many cubits it was?
500?
500 by the measuring rod.
Okay.
Yeah. Rod. So he measured the area on all four sides. It had a wall around it, guys.
No way. Not a wall.
It did.
Yeah.
500 cubits long and 500 cubits wide to separate the holy from the common. The end.
It's kind of like Mexico.
What? Build a wall around the...
What Trump wants to do, right? Build a wall.
Yeah, and they had a wall, so they were like, you're not holy. Get out of here.
Right, they're separating the holy from the unholy, right?
Yeah, you're so gross.
Yeah.
You don't have holes in you. Go away.
So that's probably why the Christian right likes the wall idea.
Yeah, because they read scripture and they take every scripture seriously. I'm sorry. I'm being a little snarky because that was every time we see my parents, and we just saw them today.
Yes.
Which was very nice, I will say. It was very nice. We had a nice dinner with them and very interesting, weird, fun conversations.
Yeah.
But one of the things that they always end up saying is, we read scripture and we take the scripture, like we do everything, like we interpret it literally. And in my head, I'm like, no, you don't. Like,
right, you don't even know all the scripture.
I'm like, I'm reading it.
Yeah.
I know that you don't.
Right.
And you might have some specific verses memorized that fit your narrative, but no, you don't.
And I guarantee that if we were to confront them about something, that they would immediately go Google search it and then run it by somebody to verify how they're supposed to think about it.
Yeah.
You know?
How do we respond to this?
They don't actually know all the stuff that's in there.
No.
Because if they did, they'd know a lot more about what's in there.
Right. Yeah, because if they did, they did.
Right.
And they don't, so clearly they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just always interesting. Every time they say that, I'm like, but you don't, though. Moreover,
I think with your parents, one of the things that I have noticed through the years is that they pick their churches or their pastors or whatever the fuck they're following, which I think at this point it's online shit.
It's a online YouTube guy.
Right, but they pick them based on the viewpoints that they want to adhere to. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with what they've read and understood about the Bible. It has to do with the points that they understand are biblical and how they want to react to those within whatever group they are a part of.
Right.
Right. It doesn't. It's not based on their own knowledge of the Bible. It's based on what they have understood about the Bible, and then interpret that to be how they want their pastor and or church to act.
Right.
Right.
Because you could just as easily go to a forward-thinking church, and they would say, "No, we go by the scripture as well."
Yeah.
But
exactly.
Like what I always want to say is, you go by the scripture as you read it. That is not the same thing as 100% literal. And I'm like, but it's not though.
Well,
it can't be.
Yeah, and I recently had somebody tell me that like all of Christianity essentially believes in the same basic doctrine, right? And I'm like, okay, if we're going with like the Jesus died for your sins thing, sure. But you get much further beyond that, and it gets a little hairy.
It does.
Like you have a lot of differences between each of these denominations, and you can pass them off as small, but when it comes to like one doesn't let women pastor
in leadership,
and the other one does, that's a pretty fucking significant difference.
Or one condemns the LGBTQ, whereas the other one's like, man, you love Christ, get your ass in here, we love you too. Right.
Now I'm quite certain that the person I was talking to probably would say that those aren't real Christians over there. It's only the ones that adhere to these, they start winnowing away these other groups as, well, they're not real Christians.
And every Christian says that about other Christians, which makes it impossible to know which Christian is right.
Yeah, you can never have a conversation about the differences because the differences don't apply to their worldview. Their worldview only sees the people that are part of their viewpoint.
Exactly.
And actually, we just kind of talked a little bit about this on our last Patreon episode with regard to how they are part of this closed circle and only accept people within their own circle.
Which makes it a kind of incestuous small pool that feeds itself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it definitely is. So I don't think, do we have anything else to cover today, or was that going to be it?
That was going to be it because
well, I'm tired as fuck right now.
Well, it's done and it was boring, and it is late. We had a really big dinner and a long day, and we had to be around Christians today.
Ones that we love.
But Christians nonetheless. So we got to recharge and breathe.
You know what? I have to be fair. They don't really throw it in our face.
Not anymore.
No, we have the prayer before we eat, which we participate in the holding of the hands
around table when we say grace.
Yeah. And they don't expect us to say amen or anything. So I mean, there's that, and they usually only bring up their religion one, maybe two times throughout the rest of the evening. And for being there for like 5 or 6 hours today, that's not bad.
No, and we really got into some really cool conversations about history, you know?
Yeah, no,
which
fun.
Was really just very strange and interesting. You know what? I'm sorry, this is so off topic, but because I've said things, about my parents and how much I hate their religion shit.
Sure.
I gotta just put a plug out there. My dad gave me the most heartfelt, sincere, sweet apology.
Yeah.
For just things that happened in life, when I was a teenager, and it wasn't even anything he did that he should have to apologize for. It was just the way his military career, he had to retire and we had to move before my last 2 years of high school.
And he felt guilty about how things went down.
Yeah, he felt guilty, and because our family suffered a lot from the sudden move from the small place that we were to the big crappy United States where we were just thrown in. Like, we'd been overseas so long that it was just like everything was bad.
Yeah.
And especially, I only had 2 years left of high school, and it was just the worst time for our family. We fell apart.
There was a lot of upheaval for you guys, and
And once we hit the States, it was kind of like every man for himself, and so they were not as communicative and supportive as they could have been because they were trying to survive. And now, as almost 49-year-old adult, I get that. Totally get that. Right. So, that's nothing I would ever have held against him.
But it was nice of him to offer.
It made me cry. It was so sweet. And just I appreciated that he was concerned and that it was weighing on him and that he felt like he owed that to me. Yeah. And I really appreciated it. So I'm saying that because I need to even the odds, put some karma out there, because it's just a good reminder that people are more than one thing.
I do want to mention this too. We watched the movie Willow tonight.
We did.
With your parents, right? Willow. And I think a discussion came up at one point where we were talking about gods, like the gods of old.
That was it
was a weird discussion.
Yes.
Because your parents essentially agreed that we were talking about how it's why can't this God just make these things happen, right? Yeah. Or why can't this magical thing just make these things happen, right?
Yeah, oh no, it was when the little people take Willow and his friend into the cave, and then the magical Glinda-like being is like, oh, let them go and stop pestering them. And Willow, you have to go to whatever Ravina or whatever the old lady is. Right. And we were all like, hang on, you know what? Why you're magic? Why don't you fight bad guy? Right, yeah. And okay, if you're not gonna fight her yourself, at least can you magic them there? Right. And then my dad commented yeah, you're like a god or whatever. Can't you just make that? And I was like, my eyes were huge. I could not look at you, husband, because I knew.
You already knew what I was thinking.
I knew you were thinking, because how many times have we said, you're God? Why can't you just ...
No, it's a huge part of our question with regard to God.
Right? Yeah. So we just silence. I'm just watching the movie over here.
Right, yeah. You don't know it, but you just touched on a really, really interesting topic to us.
I don't know, Dad. Why?
Yeah.
Why can't God
little self-examination there with your with regard to your own God.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think that self-reflection when it comes to the God of the Bible is something that a lot of heavily indoctrinated Christians do. So
no,
unfortunately, I don't think that's a discussion that we would even be able to entertain.
No, but I had a great evening with my parents. Yes. And I am glad that that is something.
We had steak.
Oh, it
was great.
It was really good.
Yeah. So there's that.
I'm glad that we can have that relationship with them in spite of all of our many, many differences.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are going to get out of here. That was Ezekiel Chapter 42.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that we will be back tomorrow with
Ezekiel Chapter 43.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Bye. Don't forget your towel. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember where the hell we are and how the hell we got here?
I do. We were in Ezekiel Chapter 42 the last time.
42, don't forget your towel.
Yeah. And in that episode, we were reading all about the plans still on how to build the new temple.
So we were in Leviticus.
No, we were in Ezekiel.
Oh, that's confusing.
I'm sorry. I forgot to say Ezekiel, didn't I?
I think you did, maybe.
Oh, well.
But it felt very Leviticus.
Regardless, it's a very forgettable chapter because fuck cares about a temple that's never been built.
It was given Torah vibes.
It was given I don't care vibes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we had as much fun as we possibly could with it, but these plans are boring.
It wasn't good.
No. So that was Ezekiel chapter 42.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Ezekiel Chapter 43.
All right. Before we hop into this, I do want to say we are doing this live on Discord tonight. And if you have not made it over to Discord to join us yet, you should do that. There is always a link in the show notes. So hop down there, click on it, join us on Discord. We have a blast every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. And we chat throughout the rest of the week on there as well. So come on over, join the fun, do that now. And wife, are you ready to go ahead and get into this then again this second time? All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are hopping into Ezekiel chapter 43.
All right.
Or as I affectionately refer to him, or unaffectionately because he's a fucking wackadoodle.
Yeah.
Ezekiel.
Right.
And just want to put out there before we start reading this chapter that we are in the final section of Ezekiel, chapters 40 through 48, which are often referred to as the Torah of Ezekiel.
Okay.
Because it's so goddamn boring. And it harkens back to Leviticus with all the fucking measurements. Yeah. So we are going to just start right in the middle like we did last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we're still building then.
Oh, we're still building.
Is this it? Okay. All right.
Yeah. You know that song, Building a Mystery?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing, only the opposite of that. Because that is like ethereal and beautiful and makes you think of like fairies.
I mean, this thing
legends.
has palm trees.
And
I'm just saying, there's like
demon goats and...
Does it have demon goats?
Yeah, they put demon
like
pigs. Demon pigs. The scapegoat. No, it was a goat. Yeah.
What?
Remember when they exorcised the evil out of somebody and they put the sin into the goat?
I was talking about the temple they're building. You're just talking about Judaism as a whole.
Yeah.
Okay. You lost me there. I was like, what are we talking about?
Okay, palm trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But
I was talking specifically about Ezekiel, not
the Bible.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
That's all right.
I was going wide. You were going deep.
You sure?
One of those.
Yeah.
Opposite. All right. So then, the man, the gold guy.
Damn the man.
That gold guy
the gold guy,
is either
the
God or the angel of the Lord.
Right.
Brought me to the gate facing east, and I saw the glory of the God of Israel coming from the east.
Oh, so this probably wasn't God then. It's probably
an angel of the Lord.
If we're gonna take
Wait, you said the angel of the Lord, and I said an angel of the Lord. Is there like a difference, or was that just pronoun?
I don't fucking know.
Well, I mean, is there more than one angel of the Lord?
I have no idea. They don't really they don't mention names or anything, so.
Okay, well, the reason I'm asking is because, in Dirty Dancing, that movie, that quote from that movie, nobody puts baby in a corner.
Sure.
Right? Well, when you look up that meme now, like a lot of people nobody puts baby in the corner. And that's not how it is. It's nobody puts baby in a corner. Like they use the wrong pronoun. And so sometimes it matters.
Got it.
It's don't put baby in any corner, I think specific corner.
I think honestly the Bible has been, mistranslated and misinterpreted so many different fucking times. It doesn't really fucking matter.
Okay.
It's a goddamn angel.
Right.
It's a golden angel type thing that's helping Ezekiel learn some plans that is now showing him God's glory, and
it's not important whether there's more than one of him because he's gold and he fights people. And and he holds a flaming sword in front of the Garden of Eden.
Well, no.
No, that was a cherubim. Never mind. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Why are you listening to me? Anyway, that gold guy, his voice was like the roar of rushing waters, and the land was radiant with his glory.
The gold guy?
The gold guy.
No, I think we're talking about God now.
Oh, my bad. No, you're right. You're right. The glory of the God of Israel coming from the east.
Yeah.
Yeah, that God guy.
Yeah.
God, his voice. My bad. His voice was like the roar of rushing waters, and the land was radiant with his God's glory.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because he pretty.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
The vision I saw, me, Ezekiel, was like the vision I had seen when God came.
Hold on. Just give me one goddamn second here. Is he now having a vision within a vision?
Yes.
Like we were having a vision about, building the fucking temple, and now he's having another vision of God within the vision that he's having of building the temple.
Which drug is it that makes you do things where you see things?
I don't know, but this is feeling like a little bit like Inception or something.
It's Godception. Yeah, he's really gone afar.
Yeah. No, this is weird.
So the vision in the vision that I saw was like that other vision that I had when he came to destroy the city, and also like the visions I had seen by the Kabar River. So I fell face down.
Oh, okay.
Because,
Because he has lots of visions. It's probably just like some sort of a seizure he's having at this point, I'm going to imagine.
He coming. God coming. Here he comes.
He's got something wrong with him.
Mm-hmm. The glory of the Lord entered the temple through the gate facing east.
Sorry.
Wow. Oh my God, you stole my line.
You didn't do it, so I had to do it for you.
Because you get annoyed when I say it. When I go, yeah, you did. You're like, you're so childish. And I'm like, I know.
I was expecting you to say it any moment today, so and you didn't pick it up, so.
That's really funny that you filled in the blank there.
Yeah. Well, God filled in the blank, but
You filled in my space though. Yeah, you did. Then the Spirit lifted me up and brought me into the inner court, and the glory of the Lord filled the temple. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there we were.
That inner court, that was the part that was reserved just for God, right?
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought too.
The holiest of holies?
Right.
Yeah.
So this is
what
like,
I thought.
This is making Ezekiel seem really fucking important, right?
He's like, sit in the middle. But right here on my little chair.
It is,
my lap. Sit on my lap.
It is just in a vision. It's not like he's actually doing it in
He's not
real
really
life
there.
Because this temple still never existed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Right.
All right. So while the man, the gold man or the God man? The gold man, right?
I don't know.
While the man was standing beside me, I heard someone speaking to me from inside the temple.
Okay.
So the gold man is standing next to me.
I guess.
And I hear the God man speaking to me.
But I thought God was the one that brought him into the inner temple. I never heard the other dude followed.
Spirit lifted me up. Yeah, but the gold guy, he can do whatever he wants because he's an angel of the Lord.
But it is a little unclear as to
I don't
which guy
know.
he's talking about.
Okay, well, whoever's talking to him is God. Because he's about to say some shit. I'm reading ahead.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So the speaker is God. So he's standing next to one person. It's got to be the gold man.
It's got to be the golden angel thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a gold man.
Whatever he is.
I'm calling him a gold man.
Yeah.
While the gold man was standing beside me, I just labeled him.
Oh, okay. All right.
I heard God, speaking to me from inside the temple.
Okay.
He said, Son of man.
You mere human.
You fucking worm.
Right.
This is the place of my throne and the place for the soles of my feet.
Huh.
What he really means is my balls. This chair, this is where I dip my balls.
But he is talking. This is the inner sanctuary where no one's allowed to be.
He's in the holiest of holies looking at God's junk.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm interpreting.
I mean, that's fair. It's fair.
Yeah. This is where I will live among the Israelites forever. That's a little room. I mean.
Yeah, it was like, what, 100 cubits by 100 cubits or something?
Yeah.
God's not really that big, apparently.
You're just going to stay. I mean, you can shrink down like Genie. You know, like the Genie in Aladdin can shrink down to fit inside a lamp.
Yeah.
And then you rub the lamp and he comes out and he's huge.
And he was smoke for a while. Remember, he was a smoke cloud that led the Israelites during Moses' time.
I'm just thinking, like, you live there. Like, that's your room, huh? Like, that's where you stay?
Right.
That's your crib?
But it does give us some perspective. You remember back in Genesis when we were trying to figure out how big God was?
Yeah.
You know, because we were trying to figure out if he stomped really loud or if he snuck up on them.
Oh, yeah,
right?
I forgot about
Remember
that.
kind of we were talking about that a little bit?
Yeah.
Right. So it does give us a little perspective. If God is made, if we are made in God's image, right, then that would
He's
indicate that
humanish
he's
size.
in humanish form. And if he's in a room that's like 100 cubits by 100 cubits, means he can't be like too awfully big. He's not skyscraper size or anything, you know.
He's certainly no Nephilim.
Right. so I mean, he's an average God, you know.
Do you think
just
he's
an average
like?
dude.
I mean, people used to be shorter. So do you think God is only like 5'6"? That's funny to think, right?
Right.
Like
right.
he used to be so tall at 5'6".
We
but,
could just rename Napoleon syndrome to God syndrome.
right?
Yeah, right.
Little dick. The people of Israel will never again defile my holy name. Neither they nor their kings by their prostitution and their funeral offerings for their kings at their death. Pleh, pleh, tooey.
Mm-hmm.
When they place their threshold next to my threshold and their doorpost beside my doorpost with only a wall between me and them, they defile my holy name by their detestable fucking practices. Can you even believe it? So I destroyed them in my anger.
They dared have a room next to his room?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what?
Yeah.
So is that why there's an inner sanctum?
Yeah. And a hallway
He's got
all around.
He's got to have his room.
Yeah.
He's got to have a space.
He's got soundproof.
He's like, guys, you can't be disturbing me in here.
When the room is a rockin', don't come God knocking.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's why he killed people, is because you disturbed them.
I destroyed them in my fucking anger.
Yeah.
Because they
That's it.
their room was too close to mine.
That's a asshole move. It really is.
Like when we lived in an apartment and sometimes we could hear our neighbors.
Sure, I get it.
Like, it sucks, but you don't just, like, rage out and kill them like you ate fucking bath salts or something. Right?
Is that what people do on bath salts? They kill their neighbors in apartments?
I mean, just the kind that's in Florida.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know. Whatever that drug is.
Got it.
Like, literally, my dad and I were having this conversation, and my mom was like, what are bath salts? And I was like, no, not the kind that you put in your bath. Like, that's a thing, but there also is a designer drug that is colloquially referred to as bath salts. And, you know, Florida man ate bath salts and, you know, bit face off of person under bridge.
That was more, I think, I don't know. Whatever. You guys were talking about all kinds of stuff. I don't know much about bath salts anyway, so I'm just going to keep quiet on this one.
But that's all I knew. And then I was like trying to look it up to explain to my mom because she was like, huh?
Right.
And I was like, no, you know how like weed has like, you know, Mary Jane, like it has names, right?
Yeah.
Like names that aren't what they are.
Right.
And I'm like, that's bath salts. It's not the salts that you put in your bath.
Sure.
It's just a drug that they call it that.
I guess.
And my mom didn't understand.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, I don't know what that had to do. Oh, because God ate bath salts and got pissed off and went next door to his neighbors and was like, I can hear you through the wall. Fuck you. I'm destroying you.
Right.
That's
Except
why.
for that it didn't say he ate bath salts. So.
No, I added that because that's
that's the only explanation.
That's the only explanation to get that angry and go marauding.
Okay.
You know?
Got it.
Like if you're going to kill somebody because you can hear them through your thin walls.
Right.
And you're God, and it didn't occur to you to just build thicker walls. Instead, you went next door to kill people.
Sure.
Like, that's because you're on drugs.
Right.
That's...
You know, maybe it would behoove us to build this fucking temple because, you know, there's so many problems in the world. Maybe he's just because we've never built this temple. Maybe that's why all the bad shit happens in the world, right? We haven't built him this secret space inside the inner sanctum that has the thick walls.
Okay, but you are talking about magic and stop.
I'm kidding, of course.
Right. I don't even like to entertain.
If your God needs you to build him a fucking temple to keep him from killing humans, then that's a shitty God.
Okay, I'm God and you're my next door neighbor. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm God.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay. Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, who's there?
It's God, your fucking neighbor.
Hi, what's up?
You're being too noisy and I'm gonna smite your ass.
I'd rather you not.
Well, too bad. You're done. You're toast. You're dead.
Yeah.
The end.
That's
and
okay.
scene.
Right.
Like, that's how that went.
Totally making that a movie.
Right? I mean, that's what happened. He's like,
Sure.
I'm mad. I'm throwing a fit. Murder.
Yeah.
Okay, now, let me put them away from me. Wait, hold on. I read that wrong.
Yeah.
Now, let them put away from me their prostitution and the funeral offerings for their kings, and I will live among them forever.
Just the prostitution and the funeral offerings, huh? Because I feel like there was more to it.
There was.
Yeah.
There was the child sacrifice
Right.
and the Asherah poles and the idol worship and the eating blood and
shrimp.
And wives fucking everybody.
Right. And don't masturbate without, what something.
And fucking your wife on her period. And
right.
There's
and,
all kinds of horribleness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mixed threads.
And now I'm thinking they do that shit on purpose because they don't want God as a neighbor. Right? Like, do this stuff. It keeps, not only do we get sex, we get to keep God away.
It's like garlic
from us.
with vampires, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The more sex you have, the more God stays away. Fuck like bunnies, friends. Okay. Son of man.
You mere human?
You fucking worm. Describe the temple to the people of Israel that they may be ashamed of their sins. Well, it's been described. Are you ashamed?
No. Why would you be if somebody described a temple to you, why would you be ashamed of your fucking sins? That doesn't make any sense.
Look, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Do you feel ashamed?
No. No.
I mean, first you would have to acknowledge that your actions were sins.
Right.
And then you'd have to regret them.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to repent of them.
Sure.
There's like so many steps, and I'm like stuck on I did sins, but I didn't, though.
I'm stuck on God killed my family.
Right?
So, I mean, I probably wouldn't get over that part if I was an Israelite.
Yeah.
And thought that God was killing my fucking family and friends.
Yeah.
So.
For being too noisy next door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let them consider its perfection, the math rooms. And if they are ashamed of all that they have done, make known to them the design of the temple.
I feel like this is Trump going, it's the most perfect building. It's the best building out there. It's
huge.
It's huge, yeah.
It's like 8 by 8 and then the next time I give the speech, it's 50 by 50. And then by the time I actually get recorded on CNN, it's 1,000,000 by 1,000,000.
Right.
Yeah. So the more that I describe this room to you, the more ashamed you are.
I see.
And every time you sin, I tell you these things and you're like, oh, thank God you told me math. Now I won't sin.
That must be some absolutely incredible architecture.
Yeah.
I mean, I would,
Yeah.
I'd have to see this kind of architecture to believe that, but that must be some incredible architecture.
So make known to them the design of the temple, its arrangement, its exits and entrances, its whole design, and all its regulations and laws. Write these down.
because you're going to be regretful of your sins just by having this described to you.
The measurements.
You don't even have to see it. Just hearing about this building is going to make you, just lie down and wallow in your self-pity for being sinful.
Self-flagellation.
Did you hear how many rods it took to build that fucking jam, man?
What about, the cubits? Oh,
there's so many cubits.
There's cubits.
Cubits for days.
It's cubits all the way down. Write these down before them so that they may be faithful to its design some thousands of years from now if they ever build this shit. And follow all its regulations. Faithful
to its design. Okay. All right. This is really weird.
They're going to build it someday.
We're talking about, I understand that this is God's building.
It's cute.
Whatever.
It's cute little Lego set.
But this is a bit much for a fucking temple.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Let me ask you this. Okay, we're, going to the moon and all that. Now we got some missions to Mars and stuff happening.
Sure, yeah.
What if they build this, but it's on a different planet? Does it still count? Because, God made everything, right?
Right.
Does he stretch that far?
I feel like we should do that. I think we should build it on Mars and be like, look, we're kind of done with you, dude. You get at home over there.
You said you were going to stay inside your room. I'm for this plan.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
And and look, he doesn't have to worry about neighbors, right?
Okay, but I can one up you.
Okay.
Rather than build it on Mars, you build it. Well, build it on Mars, fine. but then you kick it into the sun and it burns up and you're done with that shit.
But if God were real, like if we're hypothetically saying, God created the sun, right?
Oh.
So I mean, he could probably
Right.
make it not, whatever. I don't think that's going to stop him. But I mean, I'm just saying, if he wants a really quiet spot to live,
Go live in your
it
house
doesn't
on
get a lot further
on
away from
Mars.
humanity than Mars.
Go live in your house on Mars.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
I'm all for
actually.
it. Yeah, God can have Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I don't need it.
I don't-
I mean,
yeah.
I say that now, and there's probably like a rock
Look,
that's
it
about
at
to
least-
hit the planet and kill us
It
all.
at least kicks the need. At least moves it down the road. We don't have to worry about God for a long time.
Just meteors.
If God were real,
Right.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
Again,
yeah.
we're just having fun with this.
No, well, obviously. Yeah. Okay, so this is the law of the temple. Ready?
Sure.
Colon. I'm about to tell you what it is.
This is the law. Okay.
This is the law of the temple. All the surrounding area on top of the mountain will be most holy. Such is the law of the temple. There you go.
All
Okay.
right, so it's the high place is going to be holy. Got it.
We're gonna build and we're gonna put a secret sex room
Yeah.
up on the high places.
The high places are bad, but this high place, this one's special.
because God
This
sat
one,
there.
this one.
That's where
God said this one's okay.
That's where God placed his balls.
Okay.
Yeah. These are the measurements. Oh, God damn it. Of the altar in long cubits.
Wait. Is this the altar on top of the fucking mountain?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to build an altar on top of a mountain?
Yeah.
Or is this in the temple?
In the temple,
In the temple. Okay.
which is on the mountain.
No.
Wait, what?
Well, the mountain was surrounding the temple, it said.
All the surrounding area on top of the mountain will be most holy. Such is the law of the temple.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe it is on top of a mountain.
I think it's
don't
on
know.
top of the mountain.
Got it. All right.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it's on top of the mountain.
Got it. All right.
All right, so these are the measurements of the altar that we're building inside the temple in long cubits. That cubit,
What is a long cubit?
that cubit being a cubit and a hand breadth.
Oh, okay.
So
All
it's, from your elbow to the end of your middle finger plus your hand,
Sure.
like from your wrist to your middle finger.
right. Okay.
So that's a long cubit,
Got it.
okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Its gutter is a cubit deep and a cubit wide with a rim of one span around the edge. Yeah, it is. Nice rim. And this is the height of the altar.
Okay.
From the gutter on the ground. There's something about the word gutter. It doesn't sound holy.
Right.
I don't think you should use the word gutter when you're describing altar type things.
Yeah.
That's just my feeling. But that's because I'm about the onomatopoeia and the word choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So from the gutter on the fucking ground up to the lower ledge that goes around the altar, it is 2 cubits high and the ledge is a cubit wide. From this lower ledge to the upper ledge that goes around the altar, it is 4 cubits high and that ledge is also a cubit wide.
Okay.
Above that, the altar hearth is 4 cubits high and 4 horns project upward from the hearth.
Oh, okay.
Horns. Brr, 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 brr.
Yeah.
Ricola. The altar hearth is square, 12 cubits long and 12 cubits wide, which that is a square.
Yeah.
The upper ledge also is square, 14 cubits long and 14 cubits wide. All around the altar is a gutter of 1 cubit with a rim of half a cubit.
Okay.
I'm not picturing this at all. Like,
No.
I'm just reading words.
Right.
Okay. Cubity, cubit, gutter, go.
Yeah. And horns.
And horns. 4 horns. I got that one.
Right.
The steps of the altar face east, as they do.
Sure.
Because east is the
The sun.
direction where the sun comes up, and that's where religion started. was
Right.
Sun, pretty, powerful. We live by sun. Raw.
Yeah.
Go.
Right.
Okay. The steps of the altar face east. Then he said to me, Son of man,
You mere human.
you fucking worm, this is what the sovereign Lord says.
Okay.
These will be the regulations for sacrificing burnt offerings and splashing blood against the altar when it's built.
Okay.
You know how we like that blood that we splash on certain sides?
Right.
Don't
Right.
pee on the tent, but do splash blood.
I do have a question though.
Okay.
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 So this to me is so we're talking about building this temple that is prophesized, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about building it in order to do sacrifices on the altar of your regular sin offerings and all this other shit, right?
Yeah.
this temple has not been built yet, right? But didn't the coming of Jesus negate the need to do sacrifices?
Oh, burn! You're so right. I mean, we haven't hit Jesus yet, but yeah.
So wouldn't that negate the entire need for this temple?
So we don't need to build the temple.
Which means that at this point, if you're a Christian, it means that this doesn't even need to exist in any way whatsoever, or couldn't really exist in any meaningful sense because the need for those sacrifices is over.
Yeah.
Wow. That's all.
You're big brain.
Well, no, it just occurred to me.
No, that's smart. Yeah, no. So we don't need to build this shit. Thank God. I was getting exhausted just thinking about it. You are to give a young bull as a sin offering to the Levitical priests of the family of Zadok.
Okay.
I forgot about that dude.
Yeah.
Who come near to minister before me, declares the sovereign Lord. So only the ones that are descended from dude can be in there, the Levitical priests.
Right.
You are to take some of its blood, and put it on the four horns of the altar, pagan style, and on the four corners of the upper ledge and all around the rim, kind of like the Wiccans do and the Satanists, and so purify the altar and make atonement for it. Like the girls with their crystals do, like all that. Yeah.
Right.
You, and yes, I'm being very stereotypical because I'm like, come on.
Right.
You cannot be mad at all those other things when right here is telling you to sprinkle blood on shit. Get the fuck over yourself.
Right.
You are to take the bull for the sin offering and burn it in the designated part of the temple area outside the sanctuary.
Yeah.
That was the first day, okay?
Okay.
That was all the first day.
That's the first day.
On the second day, I'm like worried, like how many fucking days are there?
I don't know.
On the second day, you are to offer a male goat without defect, remember?
Yeah. Been a while since we talked about non-defective goats and stuff.
That was way back in the day. For a sin offering. And the altar is to be purified as it was purified with the bull. When you have finished purifying it, you are to offer a young bull and a ram from the flock, both without defect. This is a lot of animals you are cutting up.
Well, it's interesting that we're going back to some... Well, I mean,
we're going back to the Torah because God's like, start over. Y'all done fucked it up. I spread you out. I killed a bunch of you. Now we're starting over.
It's all like
you're going to get it right this time.
It's almost like Ezekiel was the make God great again.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. What the hell? He's like the OG MAGA.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are to offer them, all those animals, before the Lord, and the priests are to sprinkle salt on them. Supernatural.
Ooh, now they're doing salt.
Yeah.
I don't recall salt being in the previous rituals. That was not part of the rituals, I don't believe.
They had like oil and shit like that.
But I don't think they made I don't think there was salt involved at that point.
I don't know.
Which would make now they're seasoning their fucking roasts, their barbecues.
Yeah.
So like, hey, let's season this up a little bit.
Yeah, and
put some salt on there.
Also, if we put a circle around us, then the ghosts won't get us.
Right.
And the priests are to sprinkle salt on them and sacrifice them as a burnt offering to the Lord before they munch down on it.
To the Lord,
Yes, to the Lord in quotes.
Right, yeah.
For 7 days, because 7 is a week, and we love 7.
Yeah.
You are to provide a male goat daily for a sin offering.
Okay.
Who got 7 goats?
Apparently they did.
I don't even got a goat.
Well, I mean, these,
I know.
Different
these
times,
farmer dudes.
Yeah.
You are also to provide a young bull and a ram from the flock, both without defect. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Only the best for that God boy.
Right.
For 7 days, they are to make atonement for the altar and cleanse it. Thus, they will dedicate it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of these days, from the 8th day on, once you get finished with that week, okay, the priests are to present your burnt offerings and fellowship offerings on the altar. Okay. So you can use it for regular shit after that.
I got it. Okay. This was just the initial
to make it pretty and good.
The big opening party.
Yes, it was like the opening ceremony.
Right.
Yeah. Then I will accept you, declares the sovereign Lord. The end.
Okay. He'll accept us. He'll accept us
after a week of cutting up animals.
Like these things have been said by God before in the Bible,
right?
And like if you do these things and then they do those things, but then they do something else later, and he's like, "No, I'm going to kill you now again."
Yeah.
So it doesn't like none of this. It's still all going to go wrong and everything's going to go bad again. And,
Yeah.
you know, there's no fixing it.
No, it's true.
And I guess that's why they had to come up with Jesus, because they realized it's never going to be fixed. So they're like, fuck it. We need a catch-all.
Do over.
Right. Yeah.
Base.
Right. I feel like we're done, though, building the altar or building the temple.
Well, we built the temple, then we built the holiest of holies, then we built
this temple.
And then we built the altar. I mean, I don't know. We still have 5 more chapters that are part of the Torah of Ezekiel, all in quotes.
Right. And maybe it's just going to be like the old books where we're going to go from here. He's going to start throwing, ducks at him or something after a while or something. I don't know.
Ducks.
Who knows?
maybe next time we're going to build a sidewalk leading up to it.
Sure.
And then after that, we're going to plant a garden around it.
Could be.
And then we're going to do some pottery. I mean, I don't know. We're going to paint. It's a paint party. Bring your wine.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. All right. Well, I don't think we have much else to cover on this one.
I really don't.
It's pretty straightforward building and sacrificing shit. So
as the Torah was.
Yeah. So that was Ezekiel chapter 43, which means that we will be back tomorrow with
Ezekiel chapter 44.
That is correct. We'll see you then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know where the hell we're at and where the hell we ought to be?
Well, we are a bit behind. We didn't get an episode out the day when we wanted to.
Yeah, that was my fault.
So we'll be catching up in the next day or so, but we'll get back on track here. But we read Ezekiel chapter 43 last time.
Correct, we did.
And we were still in the process of building the fucking temple that doesn't exist or never has existed and maybe never will exist.
Yes.
That Ezekiel saw this golden man and God build.
Oh, easy, Kyle. You're such a silly, silly donkey.
And God showed his glory to Ezekiel.
Yeah, you did.
I think that was about it. I think God brought Ezekiel into the inner temple somehow in this dream thing. Which was another dream within a dream, so we went all like Inception-ish on it.
Within a dream of God.
Beyond that, it was kind of unremarkable because we're still building the fucking temple, and God was like, yay, we're going to build this thing that we didn't build, so hey, here we are.
Yep.
So that was Ezekiel chapter 43.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Ezekiel chapter 44.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are hopping into Ezekiel chapter 44, or as I affectionately like to call him, Easy Kyle.
Right.
Big EK.
Yep.
Right? Yep. And just as a reminder, the final section of Ezekiel, which covers chapters 40 through 48, are often referred to as the Torah of Ezekiel.
Right.
Because it's all about that Torah stuff of building a temple and measurements and very Levitical.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Also, we're starting in the middle of a paragraph, basically.
Right.
We were talking, as you said, about God's glory coming to Ezekiel's temple.
Yeah.
So we're still in the middle of that.
Okay.
All right. So it just starts as it normally does. Then the man... the golden man,
right?
Brought me back to the outer gate of the sanctuary, the one facing east.
Of course.
And it was shut. The Lord said to me, this fucking gate is to remain shut. Okay? It must not be opened. No one may enter through it, asshole. It is to remain fucking shut. Okay. Because the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered through it.
Oh.
And y'all do not get to walk where he walked. Y'all do not get to do that.
So if he entered other gates, he could essentially shut down the entire city.
He could shut down the whole fucking place.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The prince himself, and again, usually prince means king. They just use the term interchangeably somehow.
Well, in Ezekiel anyway.
Yeah. The prince himself is the only one who may sit inside the gate to eat in the presence of the Lord. Okay?
Why does the prince have special... Why wouldn't it be a prophet? Why wouldn't it be... I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense.
Because he's close to God.
Right, but the kings of past, who have also been sort of close to God, I guess...
I don't want to hear your shit.
They always had to talk through a prophet.
You stop.
I'm just saying.
You stop right now. The golden man is speaking.
Okay.
You stop.
All right.
He said, the gate is fucking closed.
Plus, I didn't think God even liked the kings. I thought that was like a bad idea.
This king is different because Ezekiel told me so.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm assuming this king, the way, I'm sure this is one of those things that the Christians interpret as Jesus, though.
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what it says.
All right. All right. Yep.
Continuing with the golden man's words.
Sure.
He, the king, prince, is to enter by way of the portico of the gateway and go out the same way. So he can meet up with the Lord, but he can't come in through the same door. Nobody can come in that door on the east. Okay. Then the man brought me by way of the north gate to the front of the temple. I looked and saw the glory of the Lord. Woohoo!
Wait, he's going in another side? Mm-hmm. And we're going to be able to enter this one?
I don't know. I'm getting there.
I know, but this is bullshit. Why the hell is he going on all these gates? He's going to shut down the whole place.
He's explaining what each of the gates... The golden man is taking Ezekiel to each of the gates and explaining them.
Oh, okay.
So they start in the east one.
But he's seen the glory of God in the northern gate, though. Isn't that what it just said?
Look, would you just let me read the fucking... All right. I can't tell you. I haven't read it yet.
All right, I thought that's what it said. All right.
Then the golden man, brought me by way of the north gate to the front of the temple. So we walked in through the north gate. Yeah. Now we're in the front of the temple. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I looked and I saw the glory of the Lord filling the temple of the Lord, and I fell face down.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So no, God did not.
So you didn't enter that way. He just was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came in through the north gate, and then when I got inside of the temple, I was like, "Oh shit!
Right.
It's God." What?
And dude essentially shut down that room, whatever room that is.
The Lord said to me, "Son of man,
you mere human,
you fucking worm, look carefully, listen closely, and give attention to everything I tell you concerning all the regulations and instructions regarding the temple of the Lord. Give attention to the entrance to the temple and all the exits of the sanctuary."
Okay.
There's many.
Yeah, right. East, north, south, west, whatever.
That's 4, right? I mean, that's a lot.
Right.
Say to rebellious Israel, we're going to talk about some gates, and I need you to tell Israel about these fucking gates, okay?
Yeah, the rebellious ones that he's going to make better.
Yeah.
But they're still called rebellious.
Tell those motherfucking assholes that I totally chose in love, that I'm so mad at, that I'm going to bring back home because they're my people.
Right.
Yeah, those guys.
Yep.
This is what the sovereign Lord says. Enough of your detestable practices, people of Israel! Exclamation point.
Here we go.
Motherfuckers, in addition to all your other detestable fucking practices, you brought foreigners uncircumcised in heart and flesh into my fucking sanctuary.
Damn.
Desecrating my temple while you offered me food, fat and blood, and you broke my covenant. Gah. Instead of carrying out your duty in regard to my holy things, you put others in charge of my fucking sanctuary. Okay?
Okay.
I'm really pissed.
But I thought by the time I get it. Ezekiel's going to go back after this vision and tell the people that are in exile, hey, y'all fucking suck. God said so.
Yeah. But also he loves you so much and he's going to bring you home.
Right, but we already covered this, right? Like God is going to fix them and then bring them back. So what does it it doesn't really, at this point everything's kind of moot, isn't it? Like it doesn't really matter because God's supposed to like fix them.
Right, but God really, really loves to like denigrate his people.
Right.
He's a shitty, petty little bitch.
Yeah.
And he just loves cussing it up.
But I feel like this is just wishful thinking. I mean, I don't even feel like it. This is wishful thinking from a prophet. Prophet is, I'm using that term loosely. And it's just him, fantasizing about this God that he supposedly sees in his visions and the actions that he wants his people to take with regard to this God that he believes in. Right. Right.
If he believes in him, really.
Whatever. I mean, I would have to think that he does actually believe in this God based on the crazy shit. I mean, like he's writing some crazy shit. This is the conspiracy nut that draws diagrams and fucking charts and has like strings attached to cork boards and I mean that's how I view Ezekiel.
The guy
just,
who
like, nutty.
Not only believes that the NASA landing on the moon was fake, but
Right.
that Bigfoot factors in somehow.
Yes.
And that those all factored into Kennedy's assassination.
And also Kennedy's going to come back and be president too.
Absolutely.
On top of that.
In playing the
At the
Beatles
same time.
band.
Right, sure.
Which is still
The thing.
kicking.
Right. And Elvis will be there too.
Elvis never died. I don't know if you know this. Him and what's his name? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. What is that song?
That's REM.
I know, but what is that song is about a comedian that like he joked around so much that he made people believe that he was dead multiple times. So like when he actually died, everybody was like, no, he didn't.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually,
yeah. There's a whole movie about it.
I'm sure you're. I kind of
and
vaguely.
the movie was called like The Man in the Moon. Or
I
some
actually
shit
remember
like
the
that.
movie, but I mean, I don't think I ever saw it, but I do remember that there was a movie about it, and I never put it all together.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize that that's what that was.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So that conspiracy theory too.
Okay.
Elvis and that guy whose name I just can't fucking recall.
Sure.
Are kicking it together somewhere.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. So this is what the sovereign Lord says.
Okay.
No foreigner, uncircumcised in heart and flesh, is to enter my fucking sanctuary. Not even the foreigners who live among the Israelites.
Okay.
Okay? Stay out. Occupado, bitches.
I guess.
The Levites who went far from me when Israel went astray and who wandered from me after their idols must bear the consequences of their sin. I mean,
Even though he's going to fix them.
no, we're not there yet.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying.
We backed the conversation up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're back to hating his own people again.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
They may serve in my sanctuary, having charge of the gates of the temple and serving in it. They may slaughter the burnt offerings and sacrifices for the people and stand before the people and serve them. But because they served them in the presence of their idols and made the people of Israel fall into sin, they made them do that.
Yeah.
Therefore, I have sworn with uplifted hand that they must bear the consequences of their sin,
I feel like I think
declares the sovereign Lord.
Yeah, I think this is just Ezekiel, maybe like a faction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know, trying to put a certain group of people into power.
Yeah.
Like that's more what this feels like than anything else.
And like trying to put another group down.
Right, like you guys suck. I'm promoting these people.
Yeah.
And these people are my people. So
And this is what's happening.
right. And again, this all still goes back to politics, in my opinion.
It does. It does completely, 100%.
Yeah.
I have some notes that I'll get into a little bit on our Q&A Saturday.
I just don't know how people can read this book and not see that it's all a political bullshit game.
Sure.
You know, like that's all this is.
Yeah, I don't get how. I mean, yeah, I do. They're dumb.
Right, but I mean, we spend half this book talking about kings and prophets and
Politics
people,
and land
people that they
grabs.
hate and people that they like and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about how they feel about this person or that person.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, God is there, but God is there only because these few prophets tell us that God is there, not
Right.
because of anything else.
No.
There is no, even in the book, there's not really proof of God other than they say so.
Right.
I don't understand why this is like this solidified thing where this thing is real, where this God is real. It doesn't make any sense to me.
But if you believed,
I don't
it
give
would
a
make
fuck.
sense.
But if I believed in fucking Mickey Mouse, I could believe he's real. It's not going to make him real.
But if you believed, then you would know.
What am I? I don't really know what I'm supposed to know.
You would know he's real if you believed he was
what is it?
real.
Okay, whatever.
I know it's circular logic.
I
I
know.
know. They are not to come near to me to serve me as priests or come near any of my holy things or my most holy offerings. So they can work in here, but they need to stay far fucking back.
You guys are out of that choice cut of meat.
Yeah, y'all done.
Yeah.
They must bear the shame of their detestable practices, and I will appoint them to guard the temple for all the work that is to be done in it. So they get to do.
You got demoted, guys.
They did.
Yeah.
Like, they still get, like, the quote-unquote glory and honor of serving. They're like, we will allow you to work here.
We've kind of referenced
I'm sorry,
this.
what?
Yeah, we've kind of referenced this before, but this feels like you could apply these same thoughts to what is happening in the MAGA world and what is happening with regard to like Project 2025. You know, with them they're gonna replace everybody with this special group of people that worship Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this feels very much equivalent to that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Where he's like, no, you fucks didn't worship hard enough. I'm making these people more worthy than you.
Right.
So, this is why I see it as politics. This is why I see. I mean, these are part of the reasons I see it as bullshit, because it just doesn't track. It doesn't make any godly sense. Like, there is not, even when we're sitting here talking about a god or not a god or whatever, the things that they use as their proof or their idea of what a god is, it doesn't actually make sense. It doesn't make any logic.
None.
Whatever. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. The math ain't mathin'.
Yeah.
But, continues God.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
The Levitical priests, the ones that we like.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Who are descendants of Zadok.
They're the cool ones, right?
Yeah, they're the best.
Right.
We love them. And who guarded my sanctuary when the Israelites went astray from me, are to come near to minister before me. They are to stand before me and suck my dick. I mean, stand before me to offer sacrifices of fat and blood, declares the sovereign Lord.
Yeah.
It doesn't say suck my dick. I just thought that's what it said for a second.
Yeah.
Might as well have, though.
Right. These were the kiss asses to God.
Right. You brown nosers. They alone are to enter my sanctuary. They alone are to come near my table to minister before me and serve as guards. And you know what? I bet they alone are all the fucking pedophiles, because that's what usually happens when you get a big old giant group of secretive old men.
I bet they alone also donated a lot to Ezekiel's campaign.
I bet they did. I bet they did. Yep. When they enter the gates of the inner court, they are to wear linen clothes. They must not wear any woolen garment while ministering at the gates of the inner court or inside the temple. They are to wear linen turbans on their heads and linen undergarments around their waists that may or may not refer to their panties.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Yeah.
They must not wear anything that makes them perspire. We do not want us any sweaty
God forbid you have
priests.
a fucking flaw in the presence of God.
Don't be sweating it up in here.
A flaw that he gave you at that.
I know, right? Like, God, that my sweat is your fault.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
What? When they go out into the outer court where the people are, they are to take off the clothes that they have been ministering in and are to leave them in the sacred rooms and put on other clothes so that the people are not consecrated through contact with their garments.
Oh, damn. Just because they wear the garments? Mm-hmm. I guess because they're in the presence of God, right? Mm-hmm. That would mean that
makes the clothes
are holy.
Like, so what about like my eyelashes or my fingernails or my loose hairs?
If God is that powerful that he can like make clothes holy,
right?
Wouldn't there be some like holy dust on the fucking priests themselves?
That's what I'm saying. Like when I brush my hair or like get something in my eye, like I shed hair like crazy, and like my eyelashes, they just fall out everywhere.
Sure. And you're telling me there was no like lint or anything like that like stuck to their bodies, so like they maybe like inadvertently. Or
how about when you talk and you accidentally gleek or you know spit when you pop your peas?
Yeah.
So but none of that, huh?
I guess
only
not.
your clothes.
Right.
That's rather picky and random and ritualistic. Yeah. They must not shave their heads or let their hair grow long.
So you got to keep it just so?
You have to find that exact sweet spot of length.
Cut, huh?
Yeah. But they are to keep the hair of their heads trimmed.
Okay. All right.
You got a length? I mean, you built a fucking temple and you gave me all those measurements. You don't want to tell me what the exact length of trimmed is?
Apparently, he's got a look that he's going for. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No priest is to drink wine when he enters the inner court.
Okay.
They must not marry widows or divorced women. Because, women suck. But if you got to marry a woman, it's got to be exactly a perfect woman.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, insofar as a woman can be perfect. Because we all know what pieces of shit the people that have vaginas are. They may marry only virgins of Israelite descent or widows of priests.
I see. Okay.
Wait, I just thought it said no widows or divorced women.
Well, maybe there's an exception for widows of priests.
Okay.
I don't know.
I guess. But they have to be virgins or widows of priests.
Got it. Okay.
That is so grotesque.
It is kind of.
They are to teach my people the difference between the holy and the common, and show them how to distinguish between the unclean and the clean.
Okay, so we're back again to Levitical laws.
Mm-hmm. Very Levitical.
Right.
This is like radical.
And that's how
Levitical.
that's kind of how I'm viewing Ezekiel, is that he's kind of a bit of a radical with regard to these laws that he's trying to re-implement.
Yeah.
Not re-implement, not that they necessarily disappeared,
Right.
but they definitely haven't been mentioned in a long, long time.
Right.
Not in any real sense.
No, he's like hardcore.
Yeah.
In any dispute, the priests are to serve as judges and decide it according to my ordinances. My God.
Yeah, right.
Although really Ezekiel. They are to keep my laws and my decrees for all my appointed festivals, and they are to keep my Sabbaths fucking holy.
Okay.
You better take that Sunday off.
Right. Or
Okay?
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Sorry.
Right.
A priest must not defile himself by going near a dead person. No dead people. However, if the dead person was his father or mother, son or daughter, brother or unmarried sister,
Then it's okay.
then he may defile himself.
Well, that's nice of God to allow that, I guess.
I'll let you defile yourself.
Right.
After he is cleansed, he must wait 7 days. I mean, you did defile yourself by being around the body of somebody that you love.
Right. Yeah. It's how shameful of you.
I love that your sister has to be unmarried. Once she's married, fuck that bitch. She is. I don't love her no more. She ain't part of this house.
Right.
She's over there.
Yeah.
On the day he goes into the inner court of the sanctuary to minister in the sanctuary, he is to offer a sin offering for himself, declares the sovereign Lord.
Okay.
I am to be the only inheritance the priests have. You are to give them no possession in Israel. I will be their possession.
Okay. So these are like monks, basically.
Yes.
Except for that they can marry virgins and widows of priests.
Yes.
Okay.
They're like the happiest life of all monks. Yes. They will eat the grain offerings, the sin offerings, and the guilt offerings.
Yeah.
Lucky for them.
Doesn't sound like they're suffering too badly.
Yeah. And everything in Israel devoted to the Lord will belong to them.
Oh, so they're going to have plenty of possessions. It's just the Lord's possessions.
Right.
Okay. All right.
The best of all the first fruits and of all your special gifts will belong to the priests. You are to give them the first portion of your ground meal so that a blessing may rest on your household. The priest must not eat anything, whether bird or animal, found dead or torn by wild animals. The end.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a lot of ritual bullshit to get riches for people that he's putting in power or attempting to put in power. And it sounds all very, how do you say it? It sounds very magnanimous because he's like, they don't have any possessions, but they have all the possessions.
Right.
It's
right,
like,
exactly.
wait a second. You said they don't have any possessions, but then you just said that they get the choicest things of everything.
Right.
So technically they do have possessions.
Right.
And
they just have to wink as they say they have nothing.
Right. And yes, they can't keep it after they die, but I bet there were exceptions made in the places of like widows and things like that.
Yeah.
They didn't just like that month. They didn't just leave him, kick him to the curb. I guarantee it.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever.
This is so sick.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
I bet even though those possessions weren't theirs, I bet they were able to use those funds to help their kids and stuff. I'm just,
Yep.
because God wanted them to or something.
Because they were descendants of Zadok.
Yeah. And that's all that really matters, is that you're a descendant of, who the fuck is Zadok?
I don't even remember.
I don't give a fuck about a Zadok. What is this? What is a Zadok? Zadok.
We briefly talked about him in the past, and I just don't remember. So we're going to talk about him in our Q&A.
Yeah, it bothers me. I'm like, who is this guy, and why do we give a fuck?
He was one of the descendants of either Aaron or Aaron's son. I don't remember. Aaron being Moses' brother.
Got it. Okay.
So,
whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was Great.
Stupid.
Yeah, whatever. That was something. So that was Ezekiel chapter 44.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that we will be back tomorrow with
Ezekiel chapter 45.
And then we'll probably be doing another episode also the same day, hopefully, which will be episode 46.
No, which will be
Or 40
our Q&A Saturday.
Yeah.
Because we're a day behind. We'll have to do them both back to back and it'll be fine.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yes.
I was confused as to what day it was even. So
I know, you were.
I apologize.
Well, you did just start a new job recently.
I did.
So.
It's kind of thrown me for a little bit of a loop here in the last couple of days. So
Yeah.
I'll be back on track here shortly. I think we're actually going to change up kind of how we record our podcasts, which it'll be interesting.
We'll be able to stay on track a little better, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah,
so
yep.
See how that all goes. And
anyway, just stay tuned.
Thanks for hanging with us, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember where we are and how we got here?
Well, yesterday we read Ezekiel chapter 44.
We did.
And in that chapter, God was going, he was coming through a gate.
He went through a gate.
And now nobody can go through that gate.
Ever.
Except for kings, maybe, sort of, they go through the portico. That's just, I don't know.
No, they can't go through that gate.
Whatever. They can meet him. They can meet him at the gate.
They can come around the other side and meet him in his room.
But really what this is all about, I think, is because I think that Ezekiel struck some sort of a financial gain deal with the Zadokites. And he's like, hey, Zadokites, you guys can be in charge. And you guys are like awesome. But the rest of the people suck. So you just keep that, whatever you got coming to me coming. And I'll just make sure that you guys look like the best.
Let's shake on a grift.
Yeah. Because, he specifically went out of his way to say they get the choicest things. They get the best things.
All the good things.
And I'm like, who are these Zadokites? Like, what the fuck did they do?
They're the special Levites or whatever.
Yeah. Political bullshit is what it is.
Yes.
So
yes, it is.
That was Ezekiel chapter 44.
Sure as fuck was.
And we are running late this week. So obviously most of you are going to be listening to this if you're up to date with everything on a Saturday, which is not our normal day for these episodes.
Right.
And we apologize. We will still be doing a Q&A. It may be coming out on Sunday, and I'm not sure 100% whether we're going to be doing the
Sacrilegious Book Club.
Yeah, that's the one. But we'll see. If we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. And we apologize in advance. It's been a little bit of a crazy week with me changing jobs and just different things going on. So we apologize. But that being said, are you ready to get into Ezekiel? What are we getting into today? Sorry, I fucked that all up.
We are getting into Ezekiel chapter 45.
All right, let's fucking do this shit.
Okie dokie. Okay, we are hopping into Ezekiel chapter 45, or as I affectionately call my dude, Ezekiel.
Right.
Big E.
Yep.
Here we go. And just want to reiterate that the final section of Ezekiel, which is chapters 40 through 48,
right,
they're often referred to as the Torah of Ezekiel.
Okay.
Particularly because this is so Torah-like and torturous.
Right. Yes, it definitely is. Because this is just some tedious bullshit over some stupid crap.
It's Leviticus light.
Building shit and revamping the laws of Leviticus and like, come on, man.
Re-up in the grift.
Let's skip all this shit.
We are also continuing where we left off.
So the first word. I wonder how many chapters begin with then.
Well, this one doesn't start with then.
Oh,
but
wow, I'm impressed.
It is a continuation of the previous section,
right?
And will continue on into the next.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't start with then, but it does start with when. And you do raise a good question. How many chapters start with then?
Right.
All right. When you allot the land as an inheritance, you are to present to the Lord a portion of the land as a sacred district, 25,000 cubits long and 20,000 cubits wide. The entire area will be holy. Now, I have some notes about this. Your face looks really confused. Did you want me to go ahead and...
we have to donate land to God now?
Here's the thing. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So a section of the land was first set apart as God's portion, and this was an acknowledgement that all the land was really God's. It was really his.
Okay.
Within this portion was the temple, surrounded by an open space to emphasize the separation of the holy things of God from the unclean things of everyday life outside. Priests and Levites were given first consideration in the resettlement arrangements so that they could be near to the temple. And the portion of the land in which the temple was situated was given to the priests, and a portion of the same size adjoining it is given to the Levites. Okay. So this is when they rebuild the temple someday that they haven't done yet.
Sure.
And they reallot all the land.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're like, it's not just about rebuilding the temple. It's about bringing the people home, where we're going to house them, how they're going to, like, what that land is going to look like.
Got it.
And where they're all going to live and be.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So it's just like every one of these chapters is like going a little bit bigger as to how we're going to be dealing with this future prophecy coming true.
See, the way I'm interpreting this is that it's just going to be the Zadokites getting like free land.
Yeah,
and a
basically.
Bunch of different, I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I mean, they get the best land. Yeah,
right,
for sure. Okay, so anyway, there's a big portion of land that goes to the Lord, okay?
Yeah.
Of this land that goes to the Lord, a section 500 cubits square is to be for the sanctuary, with 50 cubits around it for open land. In the sacred district, measure off a section 25,000 cubits long and 10,000 cubits wide. In it will be the sanctuary, the most holy place.
Okay.
It will be the sacred portion of the land for the priests, who minister in the sanctuary and who draw near to minister before the Lord. Of course.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, they
don't
own anything, but but God owns lots of things for them. Mm-hmm. Including the best, choicest things in the land.
They get the best food. They get to live in the pretty area.
This redistribution of goods sounds very biased towards certain groups of people that probably are in with the people in power.
Like I said, grifter's going to grift.
Yeah.
Grifty McGillicuddy.
Right,
you know?
right.
It will be a place for their houses as well as a holy place for the sanctuary. An area 25,000 cubits long and 10,000 cubits wide will belong to the Levites, who serve in the temple, as their possession for towns to live in. You are to give the city as its property an area 5,000 cubits wide and 25,000 cubits long, adjoining the sacred portion. It will belong to all Israel. Okay?
Now, I do remember that the Levites were to live in various cities and areas around Israel.
That
they
land was to be given to them.
Right, but those lands were separate from, like, they were outside of the areas that other people owned. They were just outside of the cities or in between cities or things like that.
They were like written in, kind of like.
Right, and there wasn't like a specific amount of land that they were supposed to get either. Like, this is very specific. Mm-hmm. And I find it odd. It's almost like very specific.
It's almost like they started with the building to make it feel like we're just going back to the beginning, y'all.
Yeah.
To get everybody like on board, and then like right, and everybody's like, yeah, let's build this. And then like the next chapter, he's like, and also we're gonna and. God came in the east, so you can't go in the east gate. Yeah, that tracks. And then this one, he's like, and also we're giving land to them, and they're like. Yeah.
Right.
What's next?
Yeah.
Like a little bit more each time just to see what he can get away with, right?
No, it definitely feels that way. You know, like they didn't even have a land to begin with. They had to, go to the promised land. Mm-hmm. And then now it's just like this slow, it's evolving into this slow grift of like, what more can the priests take from people? Mm-hmm. And not make it sound like they're taking more and more and more.
Right. The prince will have the land bordering the prince being the king, will have the land bordering each side of the area formed by the sacred district and the property of the city. It will extend westward from the west side and eastward from the east side, running lengthwise from the western to the eastern border, parallel to one of the tribal portions.
Okay.
This land will be his possession in Israel, that king guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my princes will no longer oppress my people, but will allow the people of Israel to possess the land according to their tribes. So he's like, you kings are going to behave now. Whenever that someday happens.
But why would people... okay, well, I know he's going to change their hearts. He's going to bring them back. All these wonderful things are going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. But didn't we hear similar things before? And it didn't work. Like, we had shitty kings. We had somewhat okay kings.
But he didn't say, you kings will be great. He actually poo-pooed the idea of kings and was like, I'm your king.
Which
and
even that is a little bit confusing, right? Like, why are we all of a sudden okay with them and they're like godly and wonderful?
I don't think that he's saying that the kings are godly and wonderful.
Okay.
He's saying that God is telling the kings, and you better behave unlike in the past.
Okay.
When you kingly fucks were taking advantage of the people, he's saying, you are not going to oppress my people.
Got it.
You kingly fuck.
Okay.
You get land, you get to be in charge, but it specifically says you will no longer oppress my people. Okay. So I don't think he's like happy with...
No, I guess I'm just railing against the idea that he couldn't have fixed this before.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, why is this time different? It's like the kid that cried wolf, right? Mm-hmm. You say something so many times, we stop believing you, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. No,
I've definitely stopped believing the claims of this God saying that he's going to do these things, because it's like, yeah, dude, you're like a fucking broken record.
Yeah. But your question, like, I feel like you changed the question. Your question was, what is the deal with the king and why are we okay with kings? And the answer is, he was never okay with kings.
Sure.
And he still apparently isn't, according to this phrasing.
Okay.
So that's the answer to your question.
But why does he give them land to exist in then? If he's not okay with them, why doesn't he come up with another solution? Because, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or there is the idea that apparently at this time it's going to be David or whatever is going to be the one leading this tribe at that point, right? Mm-hmm. Which is supposedly going to be a very godly king that's in power,
and then
right?
There's that, yeah.
So I do feel like maybe there is some, like, he's placing somebody in that position that he trusts, right? Like, that's maybe a possibility.
But also, I think that he does, like, give... Okay, in canon, pretending that this God exists merely for the purpose of the story. Caveat.
Right.
God does give the people rope to hang themselves with. They insisted on having kings, and he's like, you're not going to like it. It's going to be bad. And they were like, no, give us kings. And he was like, fine, have some fucking kings, whatever. And so he's just letting them continue to have the kings that they insisted on having. He's like, this is what you wanted. This is what you get.
I guess. I the part that bothers me is that when the only thing it took for him to change people's hearts, to bring them back and make them better and raise them from the graves of their captivity and all this shit, right? Mm-hmm. Was that people were making fun of him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such like it's such utter bullshit.
It's such small humanness.
Yeah. I can't get behind any of these messages.
No, I understand, and I agree with you. I
can't understand how a priest or pastor or parishioner reads these texts and comes up with other things. You know, like I guess it's like literally, if you worship, like, you know how people like worship the Beatles or whatever, or, you know, various other idols that people have that they
Beatles,
worship, you
like
know,
Elton,
the band,
or
the
Elvis.
Beatles. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, sure.
I said Elton, but I meant Elvis.
If you truly, like, if you're in love with something to the fullest extent, right? I guess I can understand making excuses for it, but it just, you think you would still be able to at least admit that they're flaws, right?
Yeah.
But it's so far gone, and it's been so many apologists takes that we can't even admit that there's flaws.
The same people, it's the same mentality, okay, that the people who cannot hear a flaw against God and the Bible and Christianity
Right.
are the same people that cannot stand to hear anybody say a bad thing about America.
No, I agree.
And that's
I
why
agree.
those two groups have coalesced, because the mentality is so similar.
Right.
They cannot hear you complain about that because they are like, how dare, it's perfect. And if you don't like it, don't let the door hit you in the ass.
Right. They're going, la, 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 don't challenge my ideas, la, 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 la.
Right.
I mean, that's...
Well, I mean, I don't know if you caught this when we were over at my mom and dad's house a few nights ago.
Right.
I keep bringing it up this week because it keeps being prevalent.
Sure.
But I was talking about the healthcare system.
Yeah.
And I mean, what was it? They had asked about something and I said, well, that's not covered by our insurance or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Kid said something to the effect of, that's because of our wonderful healthcare system.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
And I kind of was like, oh, that's not going to fly well with my very Republican, Christian parents. And my dad did respond to that. And he said, every country has a different healthcare system. And it's got its ups and it's got its downs. It's got its flaws and imperfections. And it's, just like anybody else. So like, he was allowing that there is some kind of bad in it, but we should not complain about it at all because it's still American and good. And not being able to admit a flaw or a fallacy in the system means that you cannot seek to better it. I'm not saying that our healthcare system is the best or the worst.
Right.
I'm saying it's got a lot of work to do. And there's no reason in the world it can't be better, given that this is America. And as the Republicans and Christian American nationalists always say, the best fucking country on the planet. So surely the best country on the planet can find a way to improve our very flawed, obviously imperfect healthcare system.
Well, except for that we have an entire political system at this point that cares nothing about actually fixing problems. The whole idea of what politics is at this point, especially with the Republican Party, is that they are just contrarian. They don't care if they actually ever do anything.
No.
It's what do we not like about the other side?
Right. They're either status quo or contrarian.
Yeah.
Don't change it, because if you change it, I might not be getting as much money or power, and that would be bad. And it is about me, by the way, me and my money and power.
Oh, yeah.
And also, Obama or Biden or anybody on the other team said this, then suddenly the value I had yesterday has changed to the exact opposite of what it was.
Exactly.
In order to just be the opposite.
No, they literally do that all the time. Mm-hmm. There are literally times when they will completely do a 360 on their viewpoint just to be counter to the main party leaders in the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't understand how anybody doesn't see through this bullshit. Like we can literally take you saying one thing 3 days ago and something completely different today. And no one gives a fuck. Why does no one give a fuck?
That's what I don't understand. That's what confounds me.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to, tell my parents, like, Trump said this yesterday and this today, and those are exactly opposite from each other. Moreover, his actions and words are exactly not who I've ever known you to be or represent or want to follow, like either pre-Christian era for you or post-Christian era for you. So I'm really confused how you could support this person.
Yeah.
Please explain. And their response would be something to the effect of, oh, you wouldn't understand, or, oh, you're just bringing up a very contentious point and I don't want to get into it with you.
Right.
Or, oh, you're taking things out of context. That's what that would be.
Well, negative ideas are always easier to pitch and get people angry about than positive ideas, right?
Sure.
If you're trying to make positive changes, that's not as sexy as something that sucks, right? Sucking sells. If you fucking, I'm just saying,
sucky sells. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah. But I mean, if you are if you're yelling at somebody, that's a lot more appealing to most people as far as entertainment value.
Sure.
Than somebody trying to work with somebody, right?
Sure.
So you get a lot more attention, and it's sometimes negative attention, but that negative attention leads to more views, which leads to more people maybe agreeing with your point of view, or being swayed to your point of view, or even simply that you are a strong man who they were like, I don't care what he stands for. He's alpha male, and I'm going to follow that because look at how much he yells and blusters.
Right.
You know?
We love us a quote-unquote alpha male, don't we?
Yeah, whatever. Fuck that.
Right.
Alpha males are fucking...
They're cucks.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, sorry, we got off on a bit of a tangent there.
This is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Okay, all right.
You have gone far enough, princes of Israel. See, he's giving them what for?
Yeah.
Give up your violence and oppression and do what is just and right.
Okay.
Stop dispossessing my people, declares the Sovereign Lord.
But he's going to give them land.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
You are to use accurate scales, an accurate ephah, and an accurate bath.
Okay.
These are just different measures.
Yeah, measurements and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
And he's saying, don't cheat my people.
Right.
Use correct scales.
Yeah.
The ephah and the bath are to be the exact same size. The bath containing 1/10 of a homer and the ephah 1/10 of a homer.
I'm trying to imagine this God that created the sun and the universe and Neptune.
Talking
and
about ephahs and
fucking,
homers.
Crab Nebula, who is worried about 1/10 of an ephah.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? You know?
1/10 of a homer, my love.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever.
The
I don't
things
care.
are,
It's stupid is what it is.
yeah, definitely. Ephahs and homers.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the homer is to be the standard measure for both.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The shekel is to consist of 20 fucking gerahs. Okay.
Of course. Yeah, those gerahs are important.
20 shekels plus 25 shekels plus 15 shekels equal 1 mina.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Can you math?
No, I can't.
This is the special gift you are to offer. 1/6 of an ephah from each homer of wheat and 1/6 of an ephah from each homer of barley.
That was rough for you. It
Was because I cannot say 6th. I can't.
Except for that I was listening to some earlier podcasts that we did, and you did it just fine.
I tried just then.
I feel you did try, but yeah, I feel like it's like a mental block for you sometimes, and not always though. Like sometimes it hits you and you're just like, whatever, I'm just going to say it, and you say it.
I tried really hard just then.
You did.
You say it.
6th.
6th. I cannot do it. Okay, anyway, the prescribed portion of olive oil measured by the bath is 1/10 of a bath. I need a bath. From each core, which consists of 10 baths or 1 homer, for 10 baths are equivalent to a homer.
God.
Oh, this is like those math problems where they're like 3 apples equals a clock. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The ones where they do it on Facebook and they're like, only a genius can get this right.
Right.
Also, 1 sheep is to be taken from every flock of 200 from the well-watered pastures of Israel. I would have to write this down, and I don't care enough to.
I mean, they did. It's in the fucking Bible.
I know, but for me to, like, I would need to write it in a column with equal signs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it would need to be notes that I wrote for me to be able to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't hold all of these things in my head.
Well, I'm sure this was much more of a daily practice for people, so I'm sure they, like, much like making change from cash, I'm sure it was like pretty simple more simple than we would have,
Sure.
time trying to figure it out. So.
Sure. When you said making change, for a second, I thought you were going to say making love. And all I could think of was that Air Supply song, Making Love Out of Nothing at All. And so the whole time you were talking, my mind was going, making love out of nothing at all. So I kind of missed what you were saying, but I think that I got the better end of the conversation,
right,
honestly.
Yeah.
These will be used for the grain offerings, burnt offerings, and fellowship offerings, all the offerings, to make atonement for the people, because they suck.
Well, hold on. Why is he telling the kings to be fair in their weights when these are the offerings which will be done by the priests?
Because, I don't know.
What does the king have to do with any... That leads me to believe that the king ends up with some of these offerings, but we're not being told that. That would be my guess.
I don't know.
But tell me I'm probably on the right track here. I mean, why would the king care about making the weights weigh less or more or whatever if he wasn't getting some sort of a cut?
Because, okay, here's the deal. The king is in charge of receiving the offerings from the people, and then the king takes the offerings from the people and gives in representation of the people to the priests.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I read that in my notes somewhere,
Okay.
and I didn't understand how it applied, and now I just got
Okay. All right.
what it is. Yeah. So he's saying, kings, you need to have these equal. Don't be skimming off the top.
Got it.
Is basically what it comes to.
Sure.
The kings were like, taking more than they were supposed to so that they could pocket the extra.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yep.
These will be used for the grain offerings, burnt offerings, and fellowship offerings to make atonement for the people, declares the sovereign Lord. All the people of the land will be required to give this special offering, to the prince in Israel.
Oh,
there it goes.
that's right, yeah.
Okay. It will be the duty of the prince to provide the burnt offerings, grain offerings, and drink offerings at the festivals, the new moons, and the Sabbaths.
Okay.
At all the appointed festivals of Israel. Oh, okay. So, he collects everything from the people and then, uses that money for the pizza party.
How did the king get the job? God doesn't even like the kings. How did the king get the job of collecting all the taxes for the god?
It just does. I don't know.
Okay.
God's like, whatever. I guess this is what we do.
All right.
We have a fucking king. Okay.
I was just checking.
I mean, it's been that way.
It seemed. Well, I don't recall them saying that before with regard to the kings being the mediator between the. Because they would tell people, they would have people going to the gates of the temple, as I recall it in the Levitical ones that they were describing. This seems like a different practice. Something's changed.
Yeah, it's just making it. This is the administrative way that they're doing it now.
Right.
And I don't.
Politics, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
I think it's politics because
it's
the kings are scraping off the top. They're taking some sort of cut for what they're doing, and they're just the only beef they have with them at this point is that they were taking too much off the top.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's how I'm feeling about what they're saying here is that it's just they were taking too much of a cut.
And so they're saying
you're cheating on top of taking your cut, so you stop that.
You stop taking any cut.
Right. Well, no, I don't. I guarantee they're taking a cut.
But God is saying don't take any cut.
Yeah, well.
I mean, it says it in the Bible.
What king is going to do that amount of work for nothing?
I don't fucking know.
Doesn't seem correct to me.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what it says.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what I don't believe.
Fair enough. He will provide the sin offerings, grain offerings, burnt offerings, and fellowship offerings to make atonement for the Israelites.
Okay.
Like I said, he's throwing the pizza party.
Right.
This is what the sovereign Lord says.
All right.
In the first month, on the first day, you are to take a young bull without defect and purify the sanctuary. The priest is to take some of the blood of the sin offering and put it on the doorposts of the temple, on the four corners of the upper ledge of the altar, and on the gateposts of the inner court. You know how we spread blood everywhere?
Yeah, because that's fun,
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Right.
You are to do the same on the seventh day of the month for anyone who sins unintentionally or through ignorance. I didn't know that bitch belonged to somebody else when I raped her. I didn't know my wife had started her period. I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know when I killed that goat that it was my neighbor's.
Right.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Those are unintentional and unknown sins. Okay. I got it. Yeah.
I didn't mean to, whack off at night. I woke up.
I feel like that would have to be intentional.
I woke up and there was sperm all over me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess nocturnal emissions, right?
Nocturnal
that
emissions, man.
Sure.
I came in my sleep. I can't help it.
Right.
I woke up and there I was with a stiffy.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
So you are to make atonement for the temple.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. In the first month of the 14th day, you are to observe the Passover, a festival lasting 7 days, during which you shall eat bread made without yeast, as you do.
Right.
On that day, the prince is to provide a bull as a sin offering for himself and for all the people of the land. Every day during the 7 days of the festival, he is to provide 7 bulls and 7 rams without defect as a burnt offering to the Lord, and a male goat for a sin offering.
There's a lot of slaughtering that's happening at that temple.
So much.
I feel like it couldn't have been that clean either.
It had to stink and be dirty and have so many flies.
Yeah.
Ugh. He is to provide as a grain offering an ephah for each bull and an ephah for each ram, along with a hin of olive oil for each ephah.
Okay.
Sure. During the 7 days of the festival, which begins in the 7th month on the 15th day, he is to make the same provision for sin offerings, burnt offerings, grain offerings, and oil. The end.
Okay. So, I mean, we're literally back. I mean, no wonder they call this the Torah of Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Like, this is literally basically like reading Leviticus.
Except for instead of it being made by what felt like it was the people.
Right.
Now it's just Ezekiel's making up his own rules.
Right. And that's why it feels like this is like, well, like I said, I think it was the last chapter where I was like, this is Ezekiel trying to make, God great again or whatever. Right. And it's just, he keeps bringing, like, this is all old school Israeli, bullshit that was happening early on in the Torah. And the same things are happening in Christianity now, where people are trying to bring back like the Old Testament stuff, right? And they're trying to revive some of these ideas that were in the Old Testament, and they're like, we need to go back to punishment and blah blah, forget this peace bullshit, But it's just like people love to punish them. Like, I think they like the idea of people being punished for things. And they never see themselves as being the person that should be in that role that gets punished.
Well, especially if you're a white male, why would you?
Right. You see yourself from a perspective of privilege, and that's why you're immune to that, right?
Sure.
It's not going to affect you.
It's very exciting to watch other people be punished.
But I really do believe that part of this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, where people like the negativity. They like the idea of people being punished.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why people like to watch those gladiator fights back in Roman times or whatever. That's why we like to watch people in Fear Factor.
Yeah.
We like to see people
suffer. I mean, we being humanity,
right,
not we, me, and you.
No,
because I
that
do
reality
not.
TV bullshit. I hate that crap.
I cannot stand reality TV.
That's just my personal opinion. If you like reality TV, more power to you. But I can't do it.
I can't do it.
So
I can't do most regular time TV. Honestly,
yeah, it's funny.
What do we call that?
The primetime TV.
Primetime TV. The stuff that just is on the regular channels.
Yeah. Right. Boy, sure. Yeah, network TV.
Network TV.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
So I mean, I like my gods to be proven, and I like my shows to be fictional.
Yeah,
that's how I want my life to work.
And moreover, I don't like commercials. So if I can pay for a platform to not have commercials, I will do that.
Right.
And if I can't, I mute them.
I will also watch a good documentary. But
I love documentaries.
Yeah, documentaries are good.
Yeah. I've been watching one on like the early evolution of the planet with the toddler that I babysit.
Oh, okay.
And of course it's narrated by Morgan Freeman, as they all are.
Always, yeah.
And it's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I know a lot of that, I mean, we all know how life started on the planet. I mean,
creationists, flat earthers.
Okay, I meant those of us who are into that sort of thing. Yeah.
Reality.
Yes, reality. Yeah. It's cool to watch these things because more information always becomes available, and so every decade there's a new.
Yeah, no, it is interesting how things evolve over time too. I mean, that's
over time.
Well, yeah, but
including information.
Yeah,
yes.
But that's the part that Christians will rail against you about, right? They're like, well, science doesn't always get it right. No, it doesn't. We never claim to. We never claim to get it right every time.
Science's point is not to get it right. Science's point is to keep learning more.
Science's point is to keep learning what we got wrong.
Yes.
That's what science is all about.
Yes.
Like we don't prove what's right, we prove what's wrong. And And the beauty of science is that most scientists are curious enough to challenge most ideas.
Right.
Right? And it's usually like some of the bigger ideas out there, we're not going to prove wrong, but we might tweak the idea of how we view them.
Right.
Right. And that's the really interesting thing to me about science is that we endeavor to learn as much as possible about how we are here, why things happen, and all this, and it just intrigues me to no end. I will do this in front of people all the time. Like one of my favorite things is just one of the easiest science experiments you can do is you take a piece of paper, and this is I do this all the time to people. I'm like, because especially if I'm talking to somebody who's like anti-science or whatever, I'm like, okay, watch this, and I blow over top of the piece of paper, and then the paper rises, right? Well, it's Bernoulli's principle, and that's what makes planes fly, right? And this we know because of science. We know this because of science, because somebody decided, hey, how does this work? Why does this do this thing? How does this apply in real life? How do we make this a commercial application? What do we do with this, right?
Right.
That's what this is. And it's not to say that idea even won't evolve in scope, but it is still a principle that we can apply to make things work. And that's what's amazing about science.
Yep.
That's all.
Well, I learned that during the early stages of the planet forming, that the majority of the earliest types of sharks and other sea creatures, they died out in the second mass extinction, because so much water had melted and become available that the greening of the planet, they called it, that all of the plants and stuff just flew into existence on the dry parts of the land, and this created an overabundance of plankton. And suffocated the seas. And it suffocated the seas. And so the shark as we know it today was like one of those that squeaked by. Otherwise we'd have no sharks. Interesting. And in this process there was one early, really, really cool looking old ancestor of shark that is it's not even considered part of the shark family. It's so distant, right? But it was shark-like, but his head was like shaped like a rectangle, and he had like a really sour, just mean look on his face. I mean, sharks in general do just look mad. They look like cranky fucks, right? And this particular one is like called a Donklia something or other. Okay. And so this 3-year-old and we could never remember what it was called, so we just kept calling it a donklin. Yeah. Because close enough, whatever. Yeah. And so he wanted me to draw the donklin, and the thing is that's not what I do. Like I don't draw. Yeah. I don't draw at all. Kid draws. Yeah. You do okay. I can. I actually do really good at sketching things that I look at. So not really good. I do passable sketches. Yeah. But I don't enjoy it, and I'm not good at it. Right. And it's just something I don't love doing. Right. And he threw a fit until I would draw the donklin. So I tried to draw it, and then he got angry with me because it was as bad and worse as I knew it would be. I was art shamed by a 3-year-old. That's awesome. Right. Yeah. Good times. Made for a good story. Right. But yeah, Morgan Freeman, it's on Netflix. I forget what it's called. It's something like This Planet or Our Planet, something like that. Great show if you're trying to learn more about evolution and how life got here. Right. And the donklin is in the second half of the second episode. There you go. Something to look forward to. All right. Well, I think we have beat this chapter to death with everything but the chapter. Yeah, we avoided the chapter as much as possible. Sorry for all the rambling, everybody. I'm not sorry. It was fun. Yeah, I had fun. I had fun. Yeah. So that was Ezekiel Chapter 45. It sure as fuck was. And more than likely, it'll be Sunday before we get the Q&A out. So we'll be back on Sunday then with our Q&A. Not on Saturday. Maybe someday. Right. And then we may do the Sacrilegious Book Club. And then
I'll definitely get a weekly wrap-up out this week, and then we'll be back on Monday with
Ezekiel Chapter 46.
All right, we'll see you then.
Bye! Husband,
Wife!
do you know what we're doing today?
Well, technically it's Sunday, but we're actually doing our
Q&A Saturday.
That's
but
right.
It's on Sunday.
Also right. So, what are we Qing and Aing today?
We had several minor questions from chapters 41 through 45 of Ezekiel.
Okay.
So I just kind of went through and nabbed what I could find.
All right. So as you guys can tell, we're running a little late this week with all of our podcasty crap. And so we're not going to be doing a book club this week, and we do apologize. There's a lot of things that have contributed to it, but essentially we're falling behind and we didn't have time to do it. So we apologize. Moving forward, we're going to try to do better as always and just keep doing what we do. But right now, let's go ahead and hop into our Q&A.
Okie dokie. All right, we are hopping into our Q&A covering Ezekiel chapters 41 through 45.
All right.
And my first little point is less a Q or an A and more just something that I read that I thought was a really interesting observation.
Sure.
You know how in chapter 41 he starts describing the size and width and height of the rooms
fucking
and the
blueprints
walls
of the temple.
Yeah,
for
all
sure.
the walls, right?
Yeah.
The massiveness of the walls is remarkable in that both inside and outside walls are thicker than the width of the rooms themselves.
No shit.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So apparently the thought was to contain a god, right? To contain this god, to keep him happy and separated from the normal people.
Again. Yeah.
You got to create these really fucking thick walls.
Yeah. Well, and also it was pointed out that the walls themselves, because I mean, they went into great length talking about the inner walls, the outer walls, all the walls, right?
Right.
They were not built to withstand any kind of physical attack. They were all to keep everything inside.
Okay.
Like to separate them from the dirties outside.
Right.
Like everything inside here stays here. It's all very clean and holy, and everything is shiny and good. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, just like you said, it was to keep that God there. It was also to keep the people who were holy, keep them boxed up.
Sure, but that was specifically said at some point that God was killing people or, whatever. Part of his problem was that he was too close. Like, he wanted to be separate from them, right? And he was mad at his neighbors because he could hear them and he could see them. And it's like, okay, so we have to find a way to box you up, man.
Right? Yeah, that's interesting.
Right.
That would actually make a really good story.
Yeah.
So, moving on to chapter 42, verses 16 through 19, I'm going to read real quick.
Okay.
He measured the east side with the measuring rod. It was 500 cubits. He measured the north side. It was 500 cubits by the measuring rod. He measured the south side. It was 500 cubits by the measuring rod. Then he turned to the west side and measured. It was 500 cubits by the measuring rod. So other translations use rods instead of cubits as the measurement.
Okay.
And even though I got this information originally from Christian apologists, the more I looked into it, the more that actually I think the way the Hebrew was originally written, from all of the research I could find, I think rods was supposed to be the intended measurement instead of cubits.
Okay.
And I'm going to get into that a little bit because the unit of measure, it's not that we had a question about it, but we did question the size. And I'm going to get into all that here shortly. Okay?
Well, and I would imagine if you are actually building something in ancient times, right? A cubit is a handy just like it's in you have it with you at all times, right?
Sure.
You have your fucking arm.
It's your hand and your arm.
So that's an easy way to measure stuff on the fly. Mm-hmm. But it's not a standardized measurement.
Sure.
So like a measuring rod would be a much more standardized way to measure things, and that would make a lot more sense if you're actually building a project.
Exactly. And that was one of the reasons pointed out.
Sure.
So I hate to be with apologists on anything, but they might have the right of it on this one.
Well, and I would imagine, so like, you know, we talked about this when we were talking about Noah's Ark and other times too, but my understanding of where the term cubit came from the story of Noah's Ark, right?
Okay.
So it's possible in my mind that maybe translations later on, or translations in general, maybe understood, hey, people understand what a cubit is more readily than they do what a measuring rod is. But if you're not in architecture in ancient times, who the fuck knows what a measuring rod is, right?
This stick, we're just always going to call it a fucking cubit.
Right. So by throwing some cubits in there, it makes it more relatable maybe to the common person.
Exactly.
And not today necessarily, but even today we know cubit, a lot of us, from biblical accounts of the Bible build or the ark building, right?
Yep.
So it makes it more relatable to the average person, possibly, instead of talking about architectural tools that they used in the times.
Exactly. Yeah. Who could know?
Right.
But
I'm just
it does track.
That's just
all.
something I was thinking off the top of my head.
Yep. So since they use rods instead of cubits, this would be an extremely large area.
Okay.
Much larger than the present Temple Mount. Okay.
All right.
Adherents to the use of rods understand this to reflect the transformed geography of Jerusalem and the land of Israel in the millennial age.
I am going to say this real quick, too, because it sounds to me like maybe part of the apologist reasoning for saying that it was rods instead of cubits is to make this more grandiose than it actually was. Mm-hmm. And the other side...
And more impossible.
Right. The other side of this is that it quite possibly could have been him saying cubits because Ezekiel is a prophet, not a fucking architect.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, that's the other side of this, too. I didn't want to not say that. I can understand how maybe measuring rods were more accurate in the real. It could
go either way.
Right.
Honestly. Right. It is interesting that if they use the rods, let me get into this, okay?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
It's so much bigger.
Yeah.
So much bigger. It's fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
So it does render it next to impossible logistically by human terms.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
The wall would form a square of about 3,062,500 square yards.
Oh, Jesus.
A space almost 1 square mile, which is about 2.56 square kilometers.
Yeah, fuck that project.
And would encompass 633 acres.
Holy shit.
Right? So I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Or,
no, I'm thinking not.
Yeah. So the entire area was obviously way too large for Mount Moriah.
We're assuming that they were meaning rods.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here.
Right.
That I just described using rods.
Sure.
Obviously way too large for Mount Moriah, where Solomon's and Zerubbabel's temples stood. Okay.
So that, just my opinion here also, that kind of takes away from the idea that it would be rods as opposed to cubits, because that's too much.
Yeah, so. Exactly. An area of this magnitude would be too large and not fit the topography. So the scheme would require a great change in the topography of the land, which apologists believe will occur as indicated in the book of Zechariah, which we have not read yet. But apparently Zechariah talks about the changing topography of the land.
Okay.
So
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, is that a book that exists, that we got to read that book? Is that in the Old Testament?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to read that. I think the next one we have to read is Daniel, if I'm not mistaken. But Zechariah is one of the ones coming up.
Okay.
And he's a prophet, but I don't know anything about him or what he prophesizes. This is the most I've ever heard about him right now.
Got it.
Okay. Zechariah and other prophets indicate that the whole Palestinian topography will undergo geographical modifications at the beginning of the millennium.
Okay.
which millennium.
Right, yeah. There's been a couple that have passed since the Bible.
Like, so since this is, I would say 2024, we're like well into like this millennium, right?
Right.
So nobody alive today is going to see it.
But that's interesting, though. If they said that in the Old Testament around the new millennium, this was supposed to happen, right? So that they would be referring to Jesus's time, right?
The 0 year,
which would have made sense as to why there was this big hubbub about coming up with a fucking prophet who is the Son of God and all this other crap. So it makes sense that they were trying to figure out who's the Son of God, what's the prophet's name.
They were trying to fulfill the prophets of the prophecies of the Old Testament.
Right.
In the time of Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
but the application of it is a little lacking, because if we're assuming that that's when this was happening, the temple didn't happen, right, and moreover, the whole way that the New Testament is written negates a lot of the need for this temple at all beyond Jesus. So it kind of debunks the whole thing.
Yeah, it really just does.
But anyway, whatever.
Yeah, interesting. So I had to bring that up because it's not just a matter of the measurement being off.
Sure.
The measurement being off actually changes our understanding of the project.
Okay.
And, what to expect as to whether or not that has been fulfilled or will be fulfilled.
Sure.
So,
okay.
If they used rods, I'm going to say absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, no.
Ever.
No.
So moving on to chapter 43.
Yep.
Okay. Verse 2 says, "And I saw the glory of the God of Israel coming from the east. His voice was like the roar of rushing waters, and the land was radiant with his glory." So I've heard the term glory to God and glory of God a lot. Like when I would like go with various people to churches. Yeah. And, you always hear like Karens, older middle-aged women, saying glory be and glory to God.
Right.
Like, clutching their pearls.
Definitely a thing. Yep.
Yeah. And so I was like, hang on, I'm curious about this term. Like, what can I find about it? So the term glory of God is used to describe the manifestation of God's presence as perceived by humans according to the Abrahamic religions. So it's like him physically. Right. That's what the glory is. Okay. It is the visible manifestation of his attributes and his character, the radiant outshining of his presence, if you will.
Sure.
It's the visible, tangible God.
Right. The
Shekinah is what it's called in Hebrew. Okay. Which I believe we've covered that term before.
Yeah, I definitely am familiar with that term. Well, I'm familiar that it exists. I guess I wouldn't have known what it was if you would have just said it outright. But yeah.
Often the actual tangible glory of God is described as a cloud. Like, think back to Exodus.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That was, the glory of God was a cloud.
Yep.
And Moses is told that no human being can see the glory of Yahweh and survive. And then, but here we are now, and the prophet Ezekiel writes of viewing God in a vision.
To be fair, it's in a vision.
It is in a vision.
Yeah.
Yep.
But even Moses saw God's backside.
He did.
So.
He saw God's backside, and Ezekiel saw his nuts. So there you go.
Right.
Yep. Moving on to verse 6. "While the man was standing beside me, I heard someone speaking to me from inside the temple."
The man being the golden man who was probably the angel, an angel of the Lord, the angel of the Lord. Whatever.
Maybe. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Okay. Right. This is not the first place he's mentioned. I just, like, as I was going through stuff, I was like, oh, yeah, I had a question about that dude. Yeah. So that's where I nabbed it from. But he's been mentioned throughout Ezekiel. Okay. Okay. Right. So I just want to put it out there that this chapter 43 is not the first place.
Got it. So maybe it's just Ezekiel's drug dealer.
Could be. Here's the thing, though. Our translation uses the word gold. Yeah. Okay? But no other translation uses that.
Really?
We've got bronze. We've got brass. We've got radiant. We've got made of white metal.
Okay.
And shiny.
Those are very different accounts.
Yes.
Okay.
So... because I was trying to just do like your basic Google search, who the fuck is the gold man in Ezekiel. Right. And I couldn't get it to come up. And so the more I was trying to play around with it, the more I kept seeing this bronze. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I realized, oh shit, it's the same dude.
Right.
So,
okay.
Most translations use bronze, but there was one I saw use brass.
Interesting.
And then, radiant and shiny and white metal are the other, like, one here and there.
Right,
yeah. So this radiant dude has been Ezekiel's tour guide through the temple. And this is indicated by his radiant appearance, which, we read as gold. So whatever.
I am the god, or the ghost of God's assholishness.
Right, exactly. Now, there is a question. There's like a lot of arguments amongst biblical scholars. Biblical scholars,
yes,
as to who the fuck this dude is. Okay. Some regard him as the angel of the Lord, like I said. Right.
Yeah.
At the very least, he is very likely an angelic being, given that people are not gold or brass or bronze,
right,
or made of metal.
Yeah.
Now, others suggest he is a temporary manifestation of God, which we've learned the word theophany before. And so that's what that would be. Like, basically God on earth, like Jesus is a theophany.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even others say that this is a prophetic glimpse of Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, Jesus got better things to do than fucking measure a building.
Yeah.
He was about peace, not like architecture. Although he was a fucking builder, wasn't he? So maybe I'm wrong.
But the interesting thing to me there's other prophecies that we've already read that describe the coming person who people attribute to Jesus as an ugly son of a bitch, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't remember that? I think it was like in Jeremiah or Isaiah. I can't remember which one it was.
I don't remember that.
They were saying that he was going to have he was going to be your everyman and that you wouldn't notice him even, and he would be the person that comes to power.
Oh, is that why Christians are so excited about Trump? Because he ugly?
Today might not be the correct day to reference that, but I'm just saying.
I'm sorry he was shot, but he's still an asshole.
I mean, he is, yeah.
Listen, I'm going to get off topic here, but listen. When I was in 5th and 6th grade, I had a teacher named Mrs. Squitieri.
Yeah.
She was a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
I was always in trouble in her class. Now I had her for both 5th grade, and then she personally requested me for 6th grade. Okay. Now, halfway through 6th grade, they brought in a long-term sub because she got cancer.
Got it.
And had to be, doing hospital-y things.
Yeah.
And everybody in class was like so sad and blah, blah, blah. And I remember I'm in 6th grade looking around going, what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry she's sick, but we don't love her. Like, yesterday, we hated her.
Right. Can't
we still hate her but be sad that she has cancer? Are you not allowed to hate somebody?
Right.
So I had like a really hard time with that concept, and it hasn't gotten better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still not happy with Trump. I am sorry that he got shot. That sucks. I wish that he would have been more sympathetic when Nancy Pelosi's husband got banged over the side of the head with a fucking baseball bat or whatever.
Yeah.
Because violence isn't cool, dude.
Right.
Anyways. All right. So Trump is Jesus. Got it. And so this mention that we had, this is the last mention of the Radiant Man. Nothing more is said about him.
Got it.
He disappears mysteriously from view.
Okay.
It's like a side character. Nobody cares.
Yeah, well, I mean, right.
Right? Like, he just walked out.
I mean, it's not even a dude. It's a guy in Ezekiel's fucking vision. So.
Right. But I want to know, did he take his rod with him? Or is that fucker still lying around in this imaginary building?
Who knows?
I do want to say one more thing that I did not write down, but do you remember when Ezekiel was like, and then I heard his voice and it was like the sound of many waters. He said a rushing waterfall, but most other translations say many waters.
Okay.
That's where Madeline L'Engle got the title of her book, Many Waters.
Got it.
Which is part of the
Swiftly Tilting Planet.
Swiftly Tilting Planet and
Wrinkle in Time.
Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah,
that whole series.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where that title comes from.
Yep.
So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So Goldman, Trump. Got it. So moving on to the next verse, or not the next verse, but the next one I'm going to cover.
Right.
Verse 24. You are to offer them before the Lord, and the priests are to sprinkle salt on them and sacrifice them as a burnt offering to the Lord.
Yeah, and I was commenting at the time that it was odd that they were using salt, I thought, but...
Yeah, yes and no. Like, we did a whole extra episode about salt one time. Remember, like, salting your babies?
Yeah.
And we were like, what? You gotta salt your baby before you eat it,
That's
right?
True. Yeah. So I guess salt was pretty prevalent.
Yeah, in addition to seasoning, salt is also a well-known agent in the preservation of food and a means of purification.
Right.
Because it can't be broken down further, so it is already in its finest form.
I guess my part that I was railing against is that because it wasn't mentioned in the earlier sacrifices that I could recall, and maybe I'm wrong.
No, I didn't seem to recall it either, and I could be wrong too.
These are not things that we're preparing for food other than for the priests, and at that... It's technically for God, so if it wasn't mentioned initially as part of the process, it just feels like we've moved on beyond believing in God, where it's just a sacrifice for God, to now this is food prep for the fucking priest. That was my only comment on it, really.
No, and I get that. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it because salt had been around for a while at that point.
And they were probably doing it initially even.
But I don't recall them talking about it like in Leviticus.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it was part of the process.
Right.
Where it was kind of mentioned
They talked
as part
about
of the process
putting
now.
blood on certain sides and certain corners of the tent. Like, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
But I don't recall them using salt.
I remember olive oil. Like,
yes,
there was olive oil that was used and stuff like that, but I do not remember salt.
Yep. So now, the prophet Elisha, I don't know if you recall him.
I do.
But he employed salt to heal a spring and remove impurities found in the water in 2 Kings.
Okay.
I don't even remember that happening.
I don't either.
So apparently we forgot to pay attention one chapter.
Well, there's a lot in this fucking Bible, so.
There's a lot. Like, I would fail a test if this was an actual history book.
Right.
There's just too much info. It's too dense and not put together well enough for me to give a shit.
Right.
So there's that.
Yep.
So Ezekiel's reference to the practice of rubbing a newborn baby with salt was likely to prevent infection. And we talked about that whole thing and how it's very bad. Don't do it because a baby can ingest too much salt and die from that. Like, and that was a thing for a while.
Right.
Especially with families that were like old world.
Yeah.
And it just...
Even in recent history.
In recent history, like today.
Right.
Yes. Advanced medicine is like having to talk to these families, these old world families, and be like, your culture's awesome, like, no disrespect, but let's not kill the baby.
Right.
Like, I just want your baby to live is all.
Yep.
So let's not salt it.
Right.
Yeah. Salt in the ancient world was very expensive because, it was difficult to get their hands on.
So, which goes to the fact that it was part of rituals because it would be kind of a class type thing where, like, look what we can do. We have salt.
That and the people, would come together to pull their resources to be able to give this to their God.
Right.
So people used it very sparingly and with care. And that would indicate to me that maybe it wasn't just a seasoning for the meat.
No, that's fair.
Like, it was actually used in these rituals.
Right.
So I don't know. When being used at an altar, salt depicted both purity and preservation because, like I said, it's already in its finest form.
Right.
So that being white always means purity and goodness, and that's why you dress your little girl child in a white dress for a communion or a baptism or
Sure,
what the
but
fuck
maybe
ever.
we do that because we associate purity with salt, which is white.
Yeah.
You never know where that started, but that could be it.
That probably is it.
Right.
So moving on to chapter 44. And this is like the final chapter.
Sure.
Because I was like, we got enough here.
Yeah.
I didn't even touch 45. Okay?
Right.
So, that funny. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so verse 15 says, but the Levitical priests who are descendants of Zadok and who guarded my sanctuary when the Israelites went astray from me are to come near to minister before me. They are to stand before me to offer sacrifices of fat and blood, declares the sovereign Lord.
So I'm assuming we're going to talk about the Zadoks?
We're going to talk
Or
about
Zadokites
Zadok.
or whatever the hell they are?
Yeah. I didn't go like real into it. Just a brief little who, why.
Yeah,
What?
right.
So Zadok was faithful to David during the insurrection of Absalom.
Right.
Way back in 2 Samuel. Like,
Yeah.
I had no recollection until, like, this one I remember now that
It
you
was
tell
brought
me.
up. Right,
Yeah.
sure.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, right.
And he anointed Solomon as king after the abortive attempt of Adoniah to seize the throne.
Okay.
That was in 1 Kings.
All right.
Okay, so he's pretty
important.
Pretty important dude.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name like at all. I remember the events, but
Right.
not his name.
Yeah.
And the reason that I don't remember his name is because it sounds so like comic booky, like, or it sounds like something that would be in Toy Story. Like Buzz Lightyear fights Zadok,
Right.
you know,
right, yeah.
or like the X-Men and they fight Zadok. Like, I don't know, it just got that cartoony name.
Yeah.
So, anyway, the family of Zadok claimed to be of the line of Eleazar, the third son of Aaron, and that's in First Chronicles.
And you had mentioned that, I think, in one of the previous episodes we were talking about, too. So,
I did.
Yeah.
I was like, if I recall correctly in my notes, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
the third son of Aaron, whereas the other priests claimed to be descendants of Ithamar, Aaron's youngest son.
Okay.
And the rest of the Levites performed a subordinate role. If you recall,
Yeah.
they were like, y'all can sweep the fucking floors.
Right.
So the sons of Zadok were of the tribe of Levi, the Levites,
Yeah.
and were of the family of Aaron, the priests. And Zadok received the right to the priesthood in the days of Solomon, and that was in 1 Kings.
Do you feel like some of these rights to family histories were given out with regard, like, I kind of feel like it's like, okay, we're going to make you extra important. We're going to say you're part of the line of Aaron's sons.
Like they granted
whatever.
them as titles instead of lineages.
Right. Now, I don't know that that's the case. Maybe they were really able to be traced back to the
But
line
who
of
could know? Because a lot of
Aaron,
times, they would like welcome somebody into their tribe or clan or whatever,
Right.
and be like, you know, you are now the son. You know, like, oh, it reminds me of we just watched a really cool episode of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
And Worf was he's the son of Moog.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was welcomed into another family. Like this, I forget what that guy's name is.
Okay.
But you're looking at me crazy. Like,
No, I'm trying to remember what you're talking about.
like
That's all.
at the end, okay, like remember Worf was like, God damn it, now I have to like go up against this captain that's my friend. And I did not want to.
Oh, he was captaining, or he was first officer on a ship where his friend was captaining the ship, and he wasn't doing a great job, or
the
whatever.
captain wasn't doing a great job. So
Yeah.
Worf was like, God damn it, I'm going to have to, attack him to, bring the crew together.
Yeah.
And so he does, and he gets stabbed, but he lets himself get stabbed because that puts the captain back in power, and he looks great. And then, the crew comes together, and it's just a wonderful, very cool thing.
Yeah.
And then later on, the captain guy is like, how did you know I wouldn't kill you? And Worf is like, dude, I didn't. And then the captain is like, whoa, you're so fucking awesome. And then he's like, guess what? You're son of Moog, and that has not always been like cool.
Right.
So I'm gonna let the family of Moog fall under my tree, and you can put this little badge on your fucking sash that you wear all the time.
Yeah.
So like, he's not of that family, but He is now.
Yeah.
And that it gets written down that way.
Right.
And why would it, sorry, that was a long recitation, but it actually is relevant. When you welcome somebody into your family that's not DNA related.
And we have no way of knowing that that's the case with regard to this stuff, but it feels like it because we're so far past the whole Moses thing and Aaron thing that it would be very muddled at this point to find out who is actually related to whom. And, just because they wrote it down doesn't make it legit. Right. I think we should all just start saying, I'm the son of
I'm the son of Moog.
Yeah, right. There you go.
I mean, if I have to claim something, I'm totally going with fucking Klingons.
Right.
I mean, you would probably want to be like a Vulcan.
Would I?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because you're stick in the mud.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like in our Discord, you're always like the first to poop out.
Oh, Lordy.
Everybody knows it's true. They're like, there goes husband pooping on the party.
Yeah.
Some about having to work in the morning. Yeah. All right. So you're a Vulcan. I'm a Klingon.
Okay.
And we make a great couple.
That's right.
And anyway, they were not like the other Levites, not like the other girls.
Right.
I'm not like the other girls.
Sure.
I'm not like the other girls. They were not like the other Levites in general, being noted for their faithfulness, because apparently they held true to the old ways. And I'm like, but did they though?
I'm still reading faithfulness as gave more donations to whoever made them more important.
Right. Because listen to this. Guess what group Ezekiel belongs to?
The Zadokites.
Yes, he belongs to the group of Zadokite priests.
Yeah. That
Go figure.
Tracks, yeah.
Yeah. That's literally my last sentence.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
so no wonder he's promoting them.
Yeah, he's like, we get everything. Yeah. I mean, they get everything good.
It's more politics. It's more bullshit.
Yep.
It's the same thing we've been dealing with for, since we've been in the prophet section. Prophecies are all about politics. That's all this is.
It's all about land grabs and power.
Exactly.
And who gets to fuck the most women.
Right. Basically. That's pretty much it.
I mean, prove me wrong, right?
Right. All right. Well, that was our Q&A for today.
It sure as fuck was.
Which means that I will be getting our weekly wrap-up together here because we're not doing a book club this week.
Correct.
So we'll also, and then we'll be back on Monday with...
Ezekiel Chapter 46.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep. We have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.